Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call
Ghost.
It's the end of the world, baby. What's going on? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of True Capitalist Radio. It's Baller Friday, everybody. That's right, Baller Friday. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is episode number 92 for all the folks that are keeping track with the True Capitalist broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please retweet the broadcast, all right? Go to the forums, go to the blogs, go to the social networking sites, spread it around like goddamn wildfire. And let everybody know that we're in effect and in the house, folks. Let me tell you, I don't really want to get into the markets, I have to get into the markets. It is a business show, but I don't want to spend too much time on it, so I want to just whiz right through it. I know everybody had a bad day. It's supposed to be the end of the world, so we want to make the most out of this particular episode since everybody is, preparing for rapture. As a matter of fact, if you happen to hear any thumping or any kind of, loud music of any sorts, believe it or not, we've got offices in the office building actually sitting here saying that they are conducting rapture parties. I've been invited to a few of them throughout the building, in this office building that I reside in. So you actually have businesses taking advantage of this, using this as an opportunity for a quick little office party for rapture. So if you hear that, that's what it is, folks. But before we get into anything else, please retweet the broadcast. There's a whole bunch of little buttons underneath the player. Use and abuse them, baby. The retweet, the Facebook thumbs up, the share this. Use and abuse them, baby. Anyway, let me get through the markets and let's go ahead and take calls. It's the end of the world. It's Baller Friday. And we want to talk about a whole bunch of subject matters. Anyway, Dow Jones Industrials is on the negative once again. It's down 12,512. A decrease of 93.28 points. God damn! A percentage decrease of 0.74%. S&P 500 closes out today at 1,333.27. A decrease of 10.33 points. A percentage decrease of 0.77%. NASDAQ closes out on the negative side, 2803.32. A decrease of 20 points. A percentage decrease of 0.71%. And, of course, folks, the reason that you saw the decrease in the equities market is because of the uncertainty in Europe. That's right. The uncertainty in Europe right now, we've got all kinds of protests in Madrid, Greece, in other parts of the European Union right now because they are protesting against the austerity measures that are being implemented by their socialist governments. They're a little pissed off. They're upset. So on and so forth. So, that's why we're seeing a little bit of a dip in the equities because if anything does happen to Europe, that's going to be a big dent in the multinational corporations that conduct business on that side of the globe. So once again, uncertainty hits again. So you would think, hey, equities markets take a dive. We see a spike in commodities. Absolutely. Finally, Finally, these goddamn investors are not acting like a bunch of impulsive pansy asses and actually fulfilling traditional fundamental investing. Let's go to Brent crude. It closes up on the upside, 90 cents, closing out today at $112.32 per barrel of Brent crude oil. We've got gasoline futures on the upside once again. It increased $5. We've got heating oil futures up $2.45. We've got natural gas futures off after the sell-off yesterday. We got a lot of bottom feeders and buybacks and a big spike. It increased 15 cents, a percentage increase of 3.83% today for natural gas. And, of course, WTI sweet crude rose modestly. It was up $1, percentage increase of 1.01%, closing out today at $99.93 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. Let's get through agriculture. We got canola futures up $2.90. We've got cocoa futures down 77 cents, or excuse me, 77 cents, $77, excuse me. Cocoa futures are down $77, a percentage decrease of 2.58%. Jesus Christ, I'm stumbling over my own tongue like Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to explain this Tijuana kid. You know, we got coffee futures down $4.55. We've got corn going up and up and up and up and up again. God damn it. Corn futures are up $11.25, a percentage increase of 1.50%. Look, we're heading into the time of summertime. You know, I'm from Texas, all right? I'm from Austin, Texas. I like barbecuing, and let me tell you something right now. I would not be surprised if you saw some kind of barbecue cookbook or some kind of barbecue sauce come out of yours truly and market it out here. I kid you not. I am a goddamn, grill master, to say the least. All right? I'm serious right now. You idiots would be, lining up in a mile-long line, trying to get some dubs on my goddamn barbecue. I'm not joking. All right? Now, I kid you not, for Christ's sake. But, what goes along with barbecue is corn on the cob. And you see, what makes me sick is that corn on the cob is, how can I put it? Expensive, all right? Expensive. $1 an ear of corn, for Christ's sake. $1. And unfortunately, I'm used to getting it for, how can I say it, 10 ears of corn for $1. You know what I mean? So anyway, it's increasing, and we're going to continue to see these increases in corn. Once again, not to mention that we have high demand in corn, but the government that subsidizes corn ethanol continues to basically add fuel to the fire, for a lack of a better term, for this increase in goddamn corn, for Christ's sake. Well, let's continue on, shall we? I want to get done with this crap. I want to take your calls. We got cotton down 4 cents, modest sell-off. We got wheat futures down $11.50. We've got sugar up, for Christ's sake, 59 cents, a percentage increase of 2.70% for sugar. We got soybean futures up modestly, 75 cents. We've got lumber futures selling off today. They're down $4.30. We've got oat futures, basically no change today on the oat future market. We've got no change in the soybean oil future market either. And we've got a modest sell-off in wool. It's down $3. Now let's get to the metals because, as you see, if you're going to see sell-offs in the equities, traditional investing knowledge, the fundamental investing idea would lead one to believe that metals would increase, and that's exactly what happened here today. We saw increases in metals. We saw it higher than this closeout, but, once again, the volatility of the market is just unimaginable. We've got copper up $5.25, a percentage increase of 1.30%. We've got gold up $21.60. Finally, we're starting to see some goddamn real numbers in gold besides this artificially, put down of the price that the CME group attempted to do by raising the margin requirements. But once again, gold is up $21.60, a percentage increase of 1.45%, closing out today at $1,514 per troy ounce of gold. We've got silver up 13 cents. We actually saw it up a lot higher than that this morning. But once again, the volatility of the markets is just pathetic, really. It's the volatility. And why are we seeing so much volatility? I mean, if you look up any chart, any stock chart, commodities chart, whatever the case might be, you look at it for any day, I mean, the choppy waters, I mean, even for a week, the amount of choppy waters in volatility is just ridiculous. And the reason we're seeing this is because there's low volume in the markets. Now, what does that mean? That means there's not that many trades being traded on these markets. There's not that much volume. If there was more volume, we'd see less volatility. We'd see more people holding on to these shares for the long term or holding on to these futures for flourishing, the whole 9 yards. But unfortunately, we're not seeing that. We're seeing, volatile markets. We're seeing low volume. We're seeing people like these day traders and these shorters, which, I have to say I am a day trader and shorter. But the thing is, though, is that, for the long-term investor, they're sitting here taking a hit because of these low volume potential financial probabilities by these day traders and shorters. You look at one stock, literally, you've got swings 10, 20, 30 cents in one day with no news whatsoever. With no news, we're seeing, 10, 20, 30 cent swings on stocks, for Christ's sake. I mean, this is what I'm saying, folks. If you're a long-term investor, you're going to have to, how can I put it? This is a very volatile market. You're going to have to kind of bite down on a pillow or something, because I know that there's a lot of long-term investors that are out here kind of holding the bag on some of these stocks out here. But once again, a lot of these stocks that are undervalued because the investor has gone nuts, all right? I mean, this is a nutcase investment environment that we're living in. I mean, can you believe that LinkedIn is what it closed out, over $107 today, some $105, whatever the hell it closed out today. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, what kind of over speculation is this crap? How much cash on hand does LinkedIn have? What do they plan to do? What's their strategy? What's the growth? It's stupid, man. And then, believe it or not, when Facebook comes out, as their initial public offering comes out on the damn stock market, they're talking about this stock going $250 on its initial public offering. On what? Can somebody explain that? On what? I mean, it just makes me sick. I mean, what's the potential long-term growth 5-10 years from then? I mean, give me a break. I mean, we all remember before Facebook, what happened? Before Facebook, everybody was on MySpace. Remember that?
Oh, I got a MySpace, and I got my little MySpace layout, and I got my little MySpace little widgets, and oh, yeah, come look at me, and oh, my...
I mean, it was pathetic. Remember that? You know what I mean? Now, we've got these stockholders out here in the investment community actually overhyping these stocks that really don't need to be in the realm of price range or the POS that they're in. I mean, LinkedIn is one of them, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, and no, I don't have a MySpace. I got banned from MySpace in 2008 because, of my views against feminism and the liberals, believe it or not. But the thing is that you saw how easy MySpace, it was easy for everybody just to forget about that particular social network. I mean, it dominated the goddamn scene for at least a couple of years. Everybody had a MySpace. Everybody was plugging that crap. And now that's faded away in history. I mean, what do you think? Facebook is just going to come by and be like, oh, well, we're the exception to the rule. We're the exception. Based on what? Based on what? Now, look, I'm going to, take a step back. I know I'm criticizing LinkedIn, but if you compare LinkedIn to Facebook, all right, LinkedIn to Facebook, I mean, who really does have the more profit potential, all right? I mean, if you look at it based on numbers, you've got the business model of LinkedIn, selling, I don't know, I think they've got a couple of, like 2 or 3 different avenues of revenue for businesses and individuals looking for applicants, people posting their resumes, so on and so forth. I mean, I think that there's a little bit more value in employers looking for employees. I think there's a little bit more value in potential employees posting their resumes up or listing their professional knowledge, whatever the case might be, as opposed to MySpace, which is comprised of a bunch of dumb jerk nuts posting, all their beer, guzzling off of the beer bong and grandma's, 75th anniversary, and oh, look at me, my fat ass running on the beach, and oh, look at me and my birthday party. I mean, and yet we've got Facebook, all right? We've got Facebook literally overvalued, all right? Overvalued beyond LinkedIn. And I think LinkedIn is way overvalued as it is now. But they're talking about Facebook coming out at about $200, $250 IPO. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, let me get through the market. I was sick, when I heard, how much this goddamn LinkedIn is trading. It's just a helter-skelter market, all right? It's a helter-skelter market. It's pretty pathetic, and all long-term investor can do is just kind of sit on their stocks and wait for these investors to start falling on their faces on these overvalued stocks, and they start coming back to where the profit's at, where the fundamentals are at, where the cash on hand is, where the demand is, and where the profit is. I guarantee you, these investors out here are just really, they don't know their ass from their elbow, for Christ's sake. This is the same type of investor that, believe it or not, is actually out here trying to, how can I put it? The same investor that's out here trying to overvaluate these types of companies based upon, I guess, hype upon the media. I'm assuming, just hype upon the media, I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm trying to rationalize it in my head, but I can't. Anyway, folks, 646-652-4869. Oh, let me get through the livestock futures here. We've got live cattle futures down 82 cents. We've got cattle feeder futures down 82 cents. What a coincidence. And we've got lean hog futures for all you assholes that like to shove a couple of ham bones down your gullet. They are up 55 cents. And that, my friends, is the markets for your ass. Anyway, folks, it's Baller Friday, folks. And once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I would talk a little bit more about the markets, but, man, there's so much to talk about. And the end is supposed to be tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to be the end of some sort. I don't know if people really believe this. But there's some religious sects out here that are actually putting billboards up in mainstream metropolises. You know what I mean? They're putting up, ads in, mainstream newspapers that it's the end of the world. Oh, the end of the world! But even if it is, who cares? And even if it is, just for the sake of people that believe this, there's actually people that believe this zombie apocalypse and and all this nonsense. So, if you believe that crap, I'm going to help suit you all. We're going to try to throw in as much content as we possibly can on these 3 hours of True Capitalist Radio. And, of course, we want to take your call. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. But before we take your calls, we had Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visiting Barack Obama at the White House. And as we were discussing in yesterday's broadcast, I anticipated that the Israelis were not going to be looking too favorable to Barack Obama's, idea of, how can I put it, going back to the 1967 borders. On the contrary, Netanyahu asserted today, before he actually went into the White House to a press pool on the plane, before arriving to the White House, stating that he is going to urge, more settlements, an expansion of more settlements, so on and so forth. So, it's getting pretty precarious out here. You have a lot of those that are favorable towards Israel in the media, those that are favorable towards Israel that are in business, voicing their opinions. They're very vocal about this all over the mainstream media, folks. I want to hear what you have to say. Benjamin Netanyahu, he's defiant. He's not listening to Obama. He's saying that he's going to continue with his settlements, that the 1967 borders are just out of the question, and quoting Netanyahu that it leaves Israel vulnerable to attack. So I don't know. I mean, this is a pretty unbelievable stance by an American president. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say I agree or disagree with what's going on here, but once again, it is throwing fuel on an already burning fire out there in the Middle East. You know, I mean, the Middle East is having this so-called Arab Spring out here, which is nothing more than a bunch of wild Yehudis, getting together. Well, not totally. Let me take that back. All right, let me back up. I mean, there's some legitimate uprisings happening in the Middle East, but for the sake of Egypt, and we're going to talk about Egypt in a second. Egypt was nothing more than a bunch of wild Yehudis that were manipulated by technology and some Google executive by the name of Wael Ghanem. To go out there and supposedly start some kind of a revolution. But let's be honest, I mean, out there in Egypt, what happened? It was a post-Katrina riot fest. I mean, they were rioting their own businesses, they were looting, they were breaking their own infrastructure, they were going into homes, they were raping women, they were pillaging. I mean, it was disgraceful. It was really disgraceful. And for our media, the American media, to look upon that Egyptian uprising, which was nothing more than a riot act, for the damn mainstream media in America to look upon that as some kind of a revolution was a disgrace. All right? But anyway, once again, Benjamin Netanyahu visiting Barack Obama in the White House. He's a little pissed that Barack Obama is saying, yeah, baby, let me break it down to you Israelis like this, baby. You're going to have to go back to the 1967 border, and that's all it is to it, baby. So I want to hear from you. What do you got to say about it? 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Let's take some callers here. 770, you're on the air. You're a stupid moron. Danny the dog, what's going on?
Yeah. I was your...
You stupid idiot. We got 111. What's up? Yeah, nothing once again. 000. What's going on?
Hello there, Pete. I'm ringing from Liverpool in England. Just wanted to talk about the end of the world.
What about the end of the world? What do you got to say about it?
I've been reading in this book by Nostradamus that...
Oh, man, well, hold on just a second. Hold on. Let me stop you right there, son, okay? Don't be quoting Nostradamus on True Capitalist Radio, all right? Nostradamus is the most pathetic excuse for any kind of clairvoyant, psychic, or, I don't know, a prophet, whatever you want to call Nostradamus. Let me break it down to you what Nostradamus is. Have y'all ever read Nostradamus? No. You've just heard these stupid documentaries that are pushed on the History Channel so they can sell you idiots advertising. No. Let's break down what Nostradamus really is, all right? Nostradamus is 4-line verses, all right? That's all it is, 4-line verses of ambiguous metaphorical language that, idiots look upon and interpret like, oh, wait a minute, this is what he meant by this, dude. Oh, dude, he meant that 9/11 happened, and, dude, Osama bin Laden from dude, that's what he meant. Nowhere does he predict anything verbatim. Nowhere in any of his writings does he say anything that has come to fruition. He is nothing more than a ploy of history for writers and linguistic manipulators to utilize to manipulate goofs into buying books, into looking at documentaries about this ass clown, that sort of thing. So let's not talk about Nostradamus, because Nostradamus is a moron. All right, let's be honest. He's an idiot. All right, he was just some idiot that was lonely. He was probably writing these stupid little, 4-line little, verses of, ambiguous language so that, he can amuse a couple of people as, a modern-day fortune teller at the time. You know what I mean? And now look at him. All of a sudden he's some goddamn prophet, for Christ's sake. Give me a break. Anyway, we got 704. What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Chillin'. What are you doing?
Not too much, man. Just hanging out, man. What kind of that impersonation you did of our president? What was that all about? He didn't sound anything like that.
What was you taking offense to that or something?
Well, I'm just, when it comes to impersonations, I expect for it to sound like the person you're impersonating. That sounds.
Well, no, I'm just saying, our president has turned, our country. Well, not just him. Let's not single out Barack Obama. Remember, he's just the guy who signs what these assholes in Congress and so on and so forth pass. But he is supposed to be the leader of the party that, is supposed to be initiating these types of legislation. And all I'm simply stating by, using that euphemism of Obama is to show people that we are now living in, this new America. This new idea that we're supposed to just somehow accept that America is not only becoming stagnant, but becoming a bunch of mooching-ass entitlement recipient, child support, losers that, don't want to have any initiative or integrity to go out and become a productive member of society. And, in my personal opinion, Barack Obama's initiatives, what he's done, has done everything in complete opposite of progress. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, it's not. Your point is well taken. I'm just talking in terms of the impersonation itself. I just think that was probably the worst impersonation I've ever heard in my life.
So what? I mean, are you trying to infer that I'm being racist or something by, kind of utilizing, I guess, a voice that isn't of caliber to Barack Obama or something?
I'm just saying it doesn't sound like him whatsoever, period. If you want to impersonate someone, you should be able to, at least have some kind of semblance of what the person sounds like, their vocal mannerisms, etc. You're way completely far off in left field.
Well, what are you talking about? I mean, Barack Obama, have you seen him? I mean, I remember when he walked to the podium when he was announcing that he killed or, he ordered the killing of Osama bin Laden. I mean, this guy looked like George Jefferson walking up to the Upper East Side, baby. He was like, yeah, we're moving on up. I mean, come on, man. I mean, y'all got to look that up on YouTube. This guy looked like George Jefferson doing that, Jefferson shuffle, going down the red carpet to announce that Osama bin Laden had been, had been killed. So I'm just utilizing these, the fist bump that he does with his wife, Common, the rapper Common, utilizing poetic verses, talking about how Bush should be assassinated, that sort of thing. I'm just utilizing these types of visual elements and audio elements to signify what, Barack Obama is implementing in America.
Right. You're missing my point. My point is your impersonation was terrible. You just stated visual points. You're on the radio, so there is no visual points.
Look, if you want a, Barack Obama impressionist, why don't you go call Rich Little, for Christ's sake? I'm pretty sure he's lonely. He just got divorced. Why don't you go call somebody for a Barack Obama impression? All right? I'm not here to do a goddamn Barack Obama impression so that you can, wax your carrot off. Look, there's my leader. There's my leader. There's my captain, my captain. How you doing, Captain? Shut your mouth. All right, let me take another call. 770, what's up?
Custom Talk, not a good way to get points and not have to do anything. I can just go into a game.
Well, you can just go into a game.
Did you hear that fruit bowl? Did everybody hear that fruit bowl? He's sitting over there talking to his butt boy saying,
oh, I can just do anything. I can just go into a game, and I can just tell these guys that I got a, nice pink rosebud asshole, and they just let me win, and they give me all the points, and then they want me to show them the toolbox.
Jesus Christ, get that idiot off. And he hung up, too, on top of it. I don't blame you for hanging up, for Christ's sake. What a fruity-ass voice. Anyway, we're talking about Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu coming to the White House, basically having, verbal fisticuffs with the president, because the president yesterday announced that Israel should go back to the 1967 borders, which I anticipated that Israel was not going to accept and was going to react rather negatively to, and this is absolutely what happened here today. We have the Prime Minister of Israel stating that they are going to continue to expand their settlements, which of course is going to throw more fuel on the fire. I don't know what's going to go. We already have enough destabilization in the Middle East, man. And the last thing we need is for this Arab Spring to start focusing its attention on Israel, and then, Israel being a nuclear power is going to unilaterally go out and do something crazy, for Christ's sake. They already feel that the United States is not going to back them up. They're going to go out and do something crazy, for Christ's sake. So I just don't know. I think that everybody should be concerned about this. I think that, I'm not saying that the president is wrong or right as it relates to this 1967 border situation, but once again, this is the wrong time to be asserting this type of policy. I mean, there's a lot of precarious disorder happening throughout the international community, for Christ's sake, and I don't understand what the president thinks he's doing by asserting this, you know? I want to hear from you. Area code 404, you're on the horn.
Hey, come on me, come on me, hey, come on me,
Hey, okay, hold on, stay right there. We're going to play our favorite game, everybody. You know what it is. It's Guess the Minority. That's right. We're going to talk to this gentleman who's out here obviously shoving a G.I. Joe with a condom on it up his anus. And he's obviously getting off on it, but he has a little bit of an ethnic minority twang. So I want you to guess the minority. All right, let's go ahead and, get back to the call here. 404, go ahead. Keep talking for us.
Hey, come on me.
Keep going.
Come on me,
no, talk in your regular voice. We're playing Guess the Minority. You know, at first I was thinking a little bit Mexican, but now I'm starting to think a little Oriental. You know what I mean? 404, keep talking.
I know what you mean. Some people think I am. I don't think
it sounds a little Oriental to me. That's what it sounds like. I kind of smell a little, fried rice over there. What's going on, 404? Are you Oriental?
Yes. Let's go with that. Yes, let's go with that.
Are you Oriental or are you Mexican? I mean, what are you?
I'm mixed.
You're mixed? Okay, so what are you?
I'm Mexican and Asian.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Good God. Mexican and Asian, are you kidding me? I mean, what are you throwing, egg rolls in your tortillas? You know what I mean? I mean, are you having, enchiladas and wonton soup? You know what I mean? I mean, are you kidding me? All right, get this idiot off. Who cares about this stupid moron? He obviously doesn't have enough intelligence to come up with anything more than a couple of sentence fragments. And once again, folks, I mean, if you're going to call up and if you're going to try to do a prank call, why don't you do something with some kind of flair, for Christ's sake, huh? I mean, why don't you do something that's funny and, providing some kind of lulls instead of, sitting here and boring the balls off of everybody, to be completely honest with you. That's what's happening here, boring the balls. Anyway, we're talking about Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visiting Barack Obama at the White House. He's a little unhappy with Barack Obama's stance on the pre-1967 borders, I believe. They're not really looking favorable to Barack Obama's particular stance on the Palestinian-Israeli border. And in response, Benjamin Netanyahu said that he's going to continue to allow Jewish settlements to be settled, infringing upon even more territory set forth by the Palestinian and Israeli agreements. So I think that, let me tell you something, man, it's going to get serious. You know what I mean? It's going to get really serious out here. Anyway, we got some more people. We got Einhorn on the horn. What's going on?
I want 2 cheeseburgers. I want pickles and ketchup on them. And don't load up by the bullshit. The drink.
Jesus Christ, man. I mean, what are you playing that off of a Betamax, for Christ's sake? I mean, isn't this the new day and age of computers and digital technology? I mean, how come all you assholes that call up and play some kind of audio file or some kind of clip on the telephone, why exactly does it sound like it's coming straight out of a goddamn 8-track? You know what I mean? I mean, give me a goddamn break with you poor bastards, all right? I mean, if you can't afford to get in with the now, if you can't afford to get in with the technology today, well, maybe you shouldn't be listening to me. Maybe you should be going out to your nearest fast food joint and getting yourself a job, stacking your chips, and maybe you'd be able to afford the technology accorded to be sitting here conducting business with us currently. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's take some more calls here. We got Jamie Allen. What's going on, Jamie Allen?
Hey there, guys. Give me a sec. Hang on. I've got a bad
No problem.
Right now. Yeah, hi there, guys. I've been thinking lately. We're listening to a show, and a lot of people have been doing some pretty stupid stuff on there. And I don't know what's going on. I can't hear you. This is really weird. If you can hear me, I've got a link for you that I think you should see, and it concerns you a lot because it's a link to your image board that people have been using when they call you up and they play back your stuff. And it's, I mean, you can actually apply to get these things banned, which is, I mean, it's up to you to do it. Hang on, I think I can do this. Hang on a sec.
Oh, yeah, really? So what exactly are they doing?
Then I will post it straight into your... Sorry, this is taking a while, by the way. And I
No, don't worry about it, man.
Oh, wait, hang on. Wait, you're just coming back. Give me a sec. Wait. Oh, this is a pain in the arse. Hang on a second. Oh, I'm sorry, Ghost. Hang on.
No, don't worry about it, man. I'm just...
Okay, hang on. I just caught you back. Okay, that's great. I can hear you now. That's fantastic. Okay, yeah, so these soundboards they've been making of you. Hang on, I think I just sent you a private message.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, go to that link. I think that'll have something relevant.
Unreal. I mean, really unreal. And let me tell you something, Jamie Allen. Thank you for letting me know that. And let me tell you, I am in the process right now on, getting to the bottom of all these ass clowns that are out here not only posting soundboards and YouTube videos, especially the YouTube videos. I mean, you got to stop with that. But they're posting, slanderous blogs and forum posts and so on and so forth. I've told those idiots they need to cease and desist, all right? All this stuff, they need to cease and desist all of this stuff, all right? But unfortunately, they're not going to do it, so now their days are numbered, all right? Their days are numbered, and your asses are grass, all right? All of you ass clowns, all right? So once again, all right, if you idiots don't want to suffer the wrath of Ghost, then your asses better stop, all right? Your asses better stop with these goddamn YouTube videos, and you better stop with all these goddamn stupid slanderous lies you're throwing about me, all right? I'm not messing around, all right? I'm not messing around with any of you jerk nuts. All of you. All of you, all right? You better cease and desist this crap. I mean, you don't understand, all right? You don't understand how much this really pisses me off. Every time I do a YouTube search, a Google search, a Bing search about the program, about yours truly, the type of negativity, the type of slanderous crap that is being put about myself on the internet, I really don't appreciate it. And let me tell you something right now. You better cease and desist, all of you sacks of crap. That's enough. It's over. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and take a swig of this. I've been, sitting over here, babbling on. I should be drinking. It's Baller Friday, not to mention Baller Friday, but it's also, the end of the world. It's the end of the world. So, cheers to everybody out there. I actually went out and bought myself another bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label. I actually bought myself another bottle. I said, hey, you know what? Tomorrow's supposed to be the end of the world. We got to do it up, so let's do it right. $400 bottle of scotch. Cheers to everybody out there. To the end of the world. To Judgment Day, shall we? To Judgment Day. Let me go ahead and take a sip of this. Oh, man, that's so beautiful, baby. Love on the rocks. It's beautiful, baby. Anyway, Jamie Allen, I want to thank you for letting me know about, all the malarkey that's being taking place in my name and the True Capitalist radio broadcast. Believe me, these assholes, their days are numbered, all right? Their days are numbered, and they know it. So they better cease and desist, all of you. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. anyway, thanks a lot for calling, man. It's pretty a good thing that you called. We got 111. What's going on? You're taking too long. We got Bros and Hoes on the horn. What's up?
Hey, Ghost. Look, I know I usually troll you, but tonight I have a legitimate point.
All right, what's going on?
Okay, basically, it's to do with Donald Trump. I don't know if you guys are aware, but he's planned a big development in the northeast of Scotland. Basically,
really?
Basically, it's a huge golf course in like a little elite sort of village. But unfortunately, the area he's chosen is a nature reserve and also has a town on it.
So, what's wrong with that?
Well, he bribed his way with the Scottish politicians, and he actually got the go-ahead. But
well, you know, with all due respect, sir, you know, that's why you got to get political, you know, and go out and tell these politicians not to be a bunch of scumbags. But, you know, with all due respect, Bros and Hoes, Ireland is just kind of, you know, very stagnant and complacent as it relates to their government. And the only ones that aren't stagnant and complacent are these fanatical terrorists in the, well, I shouldn't call them terrorists, but these fanatical extremists, you know, the IRA, you know, the Irish Republican Army. Now, all I'm saying is that I don't see anything wrong with the development of a golf course. As a matter of fact, I hate when people piss and moan about golf courses, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? I mean, I play golf all the time, all right? It's a beautiful sport. It's a thinking man's game. It's a rich man's game, you know? And on top of, you know, the golf course, you know, providing beautiful scenery and great real estate opportunities for folks that can afford it, but it also preserves the landscape and preserves the wildlife that, you know, freely walks upon golf courses. You know, let me tell you, I have actually been on golf courses where I've seen wild turkeys, I've seen wild animals just right in the middle of the fairway, you know, just unbelievable scenic views. I love golf courses. I love playing golf. I don't see anything wrong with this. And I understand where you're coming from, Bros and Hoes, when it comes to, you know, maybe Donald Trump bribing a couple of politicians in Ireland or Scotland or whatever the hell it is. But inevitably, doesn't that lie with the people that elected these idiots? Or if you don't elect these people, well, doesn't it lie with the individuals that you know, support this government?
Yeah, no, I do agree with that, and I actually do play golf myself. That wasn't really the issue. It was more where the golf course was planned. Now, there is a town there already, and these people are just going to lose their houses. There's an example that was on the news last week, a family that lives right on the edge of the development zone. Basically, they have a disabled son who is now 18, and he is a trainee joiner, and for the last 4 years of his life, he has built a house right next to their house. So their house is on the outside of the development zone, but his house is on the inside.
Is the government going to give you know, any compensation to the families where the land is being taken away for the development of the golf course?
Very, very minimal, like money. But with this example of the disabled son, basically, he's finally built his house next to his parents. He still needs the care of his parents, but his house is going to get demolished. Now, Donald Trump actually found out about this, and he visited the disabled guy personally. And do you know what he said to him?
What's that?
He said, like, would you trade me my level 32 Charizard?
You stupid Scottish, dumb, bloated, dumbass Uncle Scrooge-looking bastard. Look, I don't really care if, you know, somebody's going to get displaced over a golf course. I mean, you know, hey, you should have made that little area, you know, better than it was, all right? You know, I hate when, you know, pissing grounds that are basically nothing more than real estate that has just gone kaput actually all of a sudden flex nuts, all right? All of a sudden flex nuts and say, we don't want the golf course. And I mean, are you kidding me? Who cares, all right? Who cares? I mean, we should have more golf courses, for Christ's sake. I love golf. All right? Anyway, I shouldn't have expected anything more out of Scotland, for Christ's sake. I mean, Jesus Christ. What a waste, really, for Christ's sake. And can you take that late-night asshole that CBS has on at about 12 midnight, for Christ's sake? Can you take that idiot back to Scotland with you, for Christ's sake. Yeah, Craig Ferguson, take that stupid scumbag back with you, for Christ's sake. I'm sick of hearing his stupid accent, for Christ. We can't even understand the son of a bitch. Craig Ferguson, man. That guy needs a boot in the ass back to Scotland. I've got my bagpipe here. Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter. We were talking about Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visiting Barack Obama at the White House and basically telling Obama, we are not going to go back to the 1967 borders, and we are not going to oblige, anything that you had just stated yesterday. And, we're also going to go out and continue to expand our damn settlements. So be expecting some, maybe a couple of military theaters unilaterally being implemented by Israel because of this situation. But anyway, I also want to talk about what Obama did today and what he talked about today. He talked about forgiving Egypt's debt. Oh, isn't that great, huh? Isn't that great? Although I thought this was an act of Congress, I thought that the Congress was the only governing body that allowed, the forgiving of any kind of debts. But no. After that wild Yehudi riot act where they destroyed their country and they raped women and they, destroyed people's homes and private property, now you've got Barack Obama saying that, I think we need to forgive their debt, baby. You understand? I know they got $1 billion out there. We need to forgive it, baby. But that's not all right? That's not all. He's not only going to forgive Egypt's debt, but he's also going to give $3.5 billion, all right? $3.5 billion to the Egyptians to help, quote-unquote, rebuild their economy and rebuild their society. Can you believe this crap? I mean, in the day and age where we don't even have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of as far as the American currency is concerned, you've got Barack Obama, trying to initiate this $3.5 billion spending initiation into Egypt, this pledge, for Christ's sake. It's disgraceful. It's a disgrace. But no, we're just supposed to, go ahead and, let's just go ahead and back down, all right? What a bunch of crap. What I find funny is that the president seems to have so much compassion in forgiving the debt of Egypt, and yet did the government forgive your debt this past April 15th, or it was April, 17th, or whatever the hell it was? Did the goddamn government forgive your debt on your property taxes? Did the government forgive your debt when you owed, some odd dollars for your mortgage, and you owed this, and did the government ever forgive you for debt? Huh? No, they didn't. So what makes Egypt or the country of Egypt any more better than the American people? I mean, we've got people out here starving because they're in debts, for Christ's sake. Anybody who has a goddamn college loan, is in a government debt, believe it or not. Yeah, Barack Obama nationalized the college loan program. So do you think that Barack Obama is going to forgive your debt? No. So I'm just saying, what do you think about this? Barack Obama not only forgiving the debt of Egypt is going to go out and, put out some more American tax dollars and help to rebuild Egypt. You know what I mean? When we should be rebuilding America, right? Isn't that great? Oh, yeah, isn't that great? Anyway, let's take some more callers, shall we? We got Barron. What's up? No, you're taking too long. 111, what's up? Turn down your radio, asshole. 906, what's up?
What's up, dog?
What's up? What do you think about Barack Obama giving out our money to the Egyptians, man, huh?
Nothing I gotta say, you're a fucking racist. You racist.
Based on what? Based on what you... Hey, instead of all you idiots having a circle jerk on the speakerphone, why don't you explain why I'm racist there, you milky liquor?
You made Obama sound like a gangster or something when you were talking. And you're...
Well, what do you think he's doing? I mean, he's sitting over here saying, yeah, baby, let me break it down to you like this, all right? We're going to forgive Egypt's debt, all right, baby? And that's what we do. We're going to forgive it, and yeah, we're going to pledge a lot more money for Egypt, baby, because they need to rebuild their property. They need to rebuild their country. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying what he's doing. He thinks he is a gangster. What are you talking about? I mean, he thinks he can supersede the Congress and forgive debt when it's the Congress's authority to do so. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying, why is that racist?
Ghost. He said, I'm just kidding. I agree with you, man, but I got a serious question.
What?
I got a question, man.
Well, say it.
What do you... It says no...
You stupid. You don't even... You're so... You see, once again... I got a question. The uncertainty of the youth today. I mean, isn't it just pathetic? Get these idiots off my... get them off! Stupid morons. 901, you're on the horn.
Hey, I'm the Mexican guy you called back a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you remember me.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, not much. I do want to say that I can understand why everyone thinks you're so racist.
Now, why am I racist?
Because of you're saying playing deaf the minority, and then you're saying, well, do you eat your egg rolls with your enchiladas? Like, it's a bunch of stereotypes all rolled into one.
Oh, come on. Get over it, for Christ's sake. I mean, look. Let me explain something, all right? If I was a racist, that would mean that I am trying to advance another race by putting other races down, all right? I mean, let me break it down to you like this, all right? I don't care about cracker-ass crackers either, all right? I mean, what? I mean, do you think I want to be affiliated with a white trailer trash that is abundant out here in America? The same white trailer trash that's out here supporting Sarah, Eskimo, Bimbo, Palin? You know what I'm saying? I mean, so once again, okay, I don't like all these races that you just claimed. I don't like white people. So how am I racist once again?
I sit down when I pee. There's nothing that crazy about
Yeah,
me.
that's exactly what I thought. Once again, you want to know why you're playing something there, Mexican boy? Because the last time I called you, you sat here and said, oh, well, I actually go to college. And before you even said anything else, after we called you back and you said that you went to college, I said, wait a minute. You're going to college? What, is Mommy and Daddy paying for you? And you know what you said? You said, no, I actually have a full scholarship. And I said to myself, wait a minute, this stupid, absent-minded, sentence fragment-ridden piece of broken English crap could not, I repeat, could not have gotten a full scholarship being this inarticulate, and I made the assumption that you were either a Mexican or black. And I was right. I was right, because that's the only way that you could get any kind of a scholarship, because I can guarantee you by the way you articulate your thought processes, there's no way that you're in college because of your brains. Am I right, 901, or are you going to still play the song and be some chump and, run away like some fruit bowl Mexican getting bashed because, he's wearing pink panties? Huh?
Actually, you're not right at all. I took 5 AP classes. I got...
no, okay. Now it took you, when did you call? What was it, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? You called me 3 or 4 weeks ago. I put you in your place. Now you've got this script that, oh, well, I actually took a this and then... I tell you what, do you like Cesar Chavez? How about that? Do you like Cesar Chavez?
Cesar Chavez? Yeah, I guess I like him.
Why?
I guess I like what he's done because he stands up for people that have very little rights and very little pay and that were exploited by
What does he do?
growers.
What did he do, Mr. Educated Boy?
Didn't he fight for workers' rights in California for people that were picking, vegetables and stuff like that? The majority
what
of
does that
illegal
mean?
Mexicans.
What the hell does that mean? He fought for rights. Anybody can fight for rights. What the hell does that mean?
He unionized them, right?
Yeah. You better hurry up and do that damn Wikipedia search so he doesn't look like some stupid jagoff. Let me explain something to you, all right? Maybe, just maybe, if individuals like yourself were forced to pay for education or get an actual scholarship based upon your merits, maybe you'd realize that, idiots like Cesar Chavez and, all these other, glorifications of grape pickers and all this other nonsense should be left in the past. I wrote a blog about this, folks, and this is why I brought it up today, for Christ's sake. As a matter of fact, you want to get to it, ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. That's ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. And let me tell you, I'm sick and tired of, these Mexicans out here. And it's not all of them, but these culturalist organizations like LULAC that try to force down our throats that, we got to somehow, praise some grape picker that utilized leftist, labor unionization to pompously promote his persona. You know what I mean? And, I just think it's sick that you've got, LULAC and all these other Mexicans out here more worried about changing street signs, making holidays, more worried about making, all this other nonsense, in the name of Cesar Chavez, as opposed to actually going out and helping their communities. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to going out and, trying to solve the problems that are afflicting their communities. And it's pathetic, It's unbelievably pathetic. Are you still there, 901?
Yeah, I'm still there, and I just want to say one more thing. You proved how racist you were by assuming that I didn't get any scholarships based on merit.
You didn't, all right? We called you already. We called you up just like you said a couple of weeks ago, and I called you out on it, and you didn't say anything. Now you got 4 weeks. You've been listening to my show. You've probably written down a couple of comebacks. Now you're calling up trying to show yourself up. Look, we know that you're not in college based upon your merits. I know it. I'm willing to guarantee it. I'm willing to bet money on it. I'm willing to bet money that you were put in college because, first of all, you probably applied for grants and you got them. Secondly, you probably applied for these, Latin-based scholarships and you got them. And thirdly, you got into whatever university that you're in because, let's be honest, you're an ethnic minority. Am I right or am I wrong? What's your major? Let's put it this way. What's your major?
I actually recently switched to economics.
Oh, you recently switched to economics. How long have you been in school for you to be like, oh, you know what? I don't like this. I'm going to go ahead and switch my major. I hate these uncertain pricks. Get this stupid idiot off my... Get him off! Did you hear this?
I just recently switched to economics.
I hate assholes who go to college and then they switch their goddamn majors like a bunch of uncertain jerks. If you're uncertain before you go to college, then don't go to college. Why don't you save your money? You know what I mean? Why put yourself $10, $25, $30, $80,000 in debt before you even know what the hell you want to do with your life, you stupid moron? It doesn't make any kind of sense whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense. If you're going to college, you should know what you want to do. You shouldn't be like, I'm just going to switch my major. You want to know why he switched his major? I'm going to tell you the new scam that's going on with these goddamn college kids out here, specifically minorities, because, let's be honest, we live in this political correct society. What's happening is that a lot of these minorities are accepted, based upon, the so-called need for these grant systems. And what are grants? I'll tell you what they are. They are government stipends that are paid for by the taxpayer that are physically given to the college, the supposed college recruit, all right? Free grants. This isn't college loans. This isn't any of this other nonsense. It is a grant. It is just free money, tax-free money, all right? Now, these people can continue to get these grants. They can continue to receive them as long as they're continuing to go to college. And a lot of these ass clowns, you know what they like to do? They like to just, take the lowest amount of hours possible every semester. They like to go out and make sure that they switch majors and make sure that they, extend the amount of time that they have to stay in college so that they can go continue to get these goddamn government grants. And before you know it, it takes about 6 or 7 years, and I don't know how many $1,000 in grants for them to finally get some kind of a goddamn BA in some ridiculous subject matter like English or something. You know what I mean? Something that, you know, is so saturated in general, it's not even needed in today's America, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? It's pathetic, man. It's just stupid. It really is. So whenever I hear somebody say, "Oh, I switched my major. You're an idiot. You're an imbecile. You should have never been in college to begin with if you don't have a major. I mean, the whole purpose of going to college is to expand your intellectual potential based upon a certain subject matter that you're enlightened in. But unfortunately, people are utilizing college so they can go out and become girls gone wild, guzzle down beer bongs, and, you know, have, drunken orgies in the middle of some frat house somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's pathetic. So anyway, 646-652-4869. We're now into the second hour of True Capitalist Radio. Of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. All right, 646-652-4869. If you don't agree with me, you morons, if you idiots are, I know I got a lot of college kids listening in. They're like, "Oh no, he's lying, dude. No, dude, there's no way I'm $80,000 in debt, and this college degree isn't going to get me nowhere, dude." No, it's not going to get you anywhere. All right. I mean, Bill Gates even said that in 10 years a college degree is going to be useless. All right? Look it up. All right? I mean, why don't you take a look at all the people that are out of work and that are $80,000 in debt with all these extravagant degrees because of the saturation of them. And they're out here becoming baristas at Starbucks coffee houses. Take a look at how many of them are becoming, Applebee's waiters, for Christ's sake. All right? I kid you not. I mean, you kids, you think that you're going to get everything handed to you because you have a college degree. You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. You know what you're doing? You know what you are? You are a pawn for the system so that they can juice your eligibility for loans and grants. And that's what keeps these professors with their fat paychecks. That's what continues these professors with their lifetime tenures. That's what continues these professors to continue to get raises every year, whether they're a good professor or not. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, you've been hoodwinked, you've been bamboozled, and if you're one of these morons that's going to college and continues to just kind of, switch your little goddamn major around and be some wishy-washy little prick, then save your money and go to work and stack your chips and flip them. Do you understand? Flip them. And, you idiots that are in the chat room saying, "Oh, you're lying to us, Ghost. A college degree is great. You're lying." Well, wait till you get out of college and there ain't no goddamn job for you, for Christ's sake. As a matter of fact, I live in Austin, Texas, man. This is one of the biggest college towns in the country. And let me tell you, I come across all kinds of educated, articulate individuals that are bagging my groceries, all right, that are making me my coffee, that are serving me my lunch, because they can't find a job in this whole United States of America that's not only saturated with college degrees, but all the jobs are outsourced to smarter people like the Indians from India. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Indians are a lot smarter than you idiots. And as a matter of fact, I mean, they already know how to do calculus by the age of 11. You know what I mean? Here you idiots are just barely learning how to, fractions and the denominator and I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you idiots think that you actually are going to go and make something of yourselves by putting $80,000 on your name before you even get into the damn employment market. And on top of which, they've got you idiots paying Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare tax, which you young people are never going to see ever. Ever! So you're the one that's a fool. And I've been saying, look, I've been trying to tell you young people for 5 years. You can look back in the archive at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. I've been telling you people, you people are being phased out, I mean, you think that going to college is going out and, hey, it's spring break, dude, Panama City, dude, you know, South Padre, dude, and beer bongs, dude, and, you know, and we're smoking Maui Wowie, dude, and we're banging bimbos that flash boobs, dude. Meanwhile, you've got people in India, China, throughout the international community that are way smarter than you, all right? They're way smarter than you American idiots. Believe it or not, I mean, you know, they're way smarter than you. I mean, even you math people that think that you're brilliant, they're outsourcing accountants. You know that GE and, you know, all these companies, the reason that they were able to find all these loopholes is because they outsourced their accounting system to those in India. Yeah, you think some American is going to sit over here and really care about, you know, GE? Of course not, all right? Of course not. I mean, look at all the engineering jobs. Look at all the, I mean, it's just everything that is worth making any kind of capital is being outsourced, and you people think that you're actually going to get paid for it. I mean, that's the biggest laugh of all time. But, hey, who cares, right? It's the end of the world. Oh, it's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it, huh? Isn't that right, huh? You stupid morons. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's just pathetic. It's really what it is. It's just pathetic. It's pathetic. It's pathetic because look at the young people out here. They're so anesthetized with public education indoctrination. They are so anesthetized with higher education indoctrination that they don't want to believe the writing on the wall. They don't want to believe the facts that are being put forth upon them. They don't want to believe this. They actually want to believe that all this nonsense that they're doing in college is actually going to get them paid at some point in time. But it's not. You want to know why it's not? Because what job are you going to get in this country that's actually going to fulfill the amount of money that it's going to take for you to pay back that student loan in a timely fashion? Huh? Well, what job are you going to get that's going to, you know, suffice your materialistic appetite after, quote unquote, working hard in college? Huh? Nothing. Nothing. I mean, you people need to understand, all right, that you have been had. You have been hoodwinked, all right? I mean, the baby boomers are laughing their way to the bank because of you idiots, all right? Are laughing their way to the bank. Have you seen that new, you know, viral YouTube video that's put out by some seniors organization out here of some young kid throwing some granny off of a cliff, for Christ's sake, as some kind of visual euphemism of the youth starting to get wind that they want to just shit-can Social Security? You know what I mean? I'm serious. I'm not joking. You know, there's propaganda being put out by these, you know, old fogey organizations. And you could probably find it on YouTube. You know, they're throwing an old hag over a cliff, believe it or not, in some wheelchair. They're throwing it over, all right? And they're quoting, oh, we can't stop Social Security, we can't stop Medicaid, Medicare, no matter what. It's stupid, man. I mean, it's stupid. I mean, you know, this generation, the baby boomer generation has thrown the young people under the bus, all right? I mean, they've thrown them under the bus. They have lied to them. They've used them, for Christ's sake. They've dumbed them down, for Christ's sake. And what's unfortunate is that they don't understand. They're so simplistic. They've been so drugged up with Ritalin and all this disgusting nonsense that was distributed to them when they were young children. They're so indoctrinated by public education into believing that spit-back knowledge and passing tests of multiple choice is somehow the equivalent of actually being intellectual. You've got them bamboozled by these goddamn college professors into making them believe that if they continue to, you know, pay for school and pay for college, that somehow you're going to get some goddamn job. I mean, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's stupid. And let me tell you something right now. I've said this, and I'm going to say it again. And since it's the end of the world tomorrow, I think it needs to be said once more. All these baby boomers and all the people that have just completely dumbfounded the youth, all the people that have bamboozled the goddamn youth, you have thrown these children into wood chippers. You threw them in the wood chippers, and you don't care, for Christ's sake. You don't care. You have thrown these children into wood chippers, and they are so stupid. They are so stupid that they can't read the writing on the wall. They can't read the goddamn writing on the wall, for Christ's sake. I mean, it's sad. I mean, I'm looking at the chat room right now, for Christ's sake. I'm looking at them, and they don't want to believe it. They actually believe that they're going to have some goddamn successful life with some stupid college degree and being in debt $80,000 before they enter into the employment sector. It's sad, for Christ's sake, to see these stupid young people just completely in disbelief, in denial. And the reason is because their parents, the baby boomers, the teachers, this whole goddamn system has thrown these children into wood chippers. And let me tell you something right now, because it's the end of the world tomorrow, I think that it needs to be said. I am going to put an audio effigy representing the baby boomers throwing the youth into wood chippers, because that's what you baby boomers did, you stupid ass clowns. That's what you morons did. That's what you did. So, without any further goddamn ado, I am going to put an audio effigy of the children, the young people in today's America being thrown into wood chippers by their parents. Engineer, throw on that wood chipper. Throw on that goddamn wood chipper right now. This is an audio effigy of the baby boomers throwing their children into wood chippers because they did this to them. They did this to them. All right. Throw the children in the wood chipper. Throw those children in there. There you go. There you go. Your parents did this. Your parents did this crap. There we go. Your parents did this. Your parents did this. That's right, your parents did this. Shut it off! Shut it off, engineer. God damn it. That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, you people think it's a big joke. I'm serious, man. This is the new America. This is the way it is. Where's my drink? Where's my drink? I need a drink after all that goddamn nonsense. Give me a drink of this crap. Oh, woo! Yeah! Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, hey, the reason I took a big gulp is because it's watered down. It's been sitting in ice, for Christ's sake. I'm not just sipping the goddamn bottle down like a cheap-ass bottle of hooch, all right? Give me a break. And for all you idiots calling me an alcoholic, I am not, all right? I'm a connoisseur, ass clowns, all right? I mean, don't you understand that? I'm a connoisseur. I mean, look at this. I got a $400 bottle of scotch. Johnny Walker Blue Label, baby. I had some of that Black Label yesterday. It just wasn't doing the kick. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Blue Label, all right? Right here. As a matter of fact, let me take another sip of this, you know? Ah, yeah. Yeah. Woo! Oh, that's great, baby. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get off on that tirade, but, once again, we got a lot of dumb young people out here that think that, life is but a dream. But anyway, we were talking about how Obama is going to forgive the debt of Egypt, which, let me tell you, I can't believe that he's going to forgive the debt of a foreign country, and he couldn't forgive the debt of, certain individuals or certain people here in this country. I find it funny that, this liberal regime that's in power, gave away all the taxpayer money to Goldman Sachs, GE, GM, all these other disgusting conglomerates that got recapitalized with our tax dollars, and yet, Obama just seems to be overlooking the people that are actually funding this government. So anyway, I just think it's disgusting. I want to move on to something else. I want to talk a little bit about Dominic Strauss-Kahn, the former International Monetary Fund chief. He's finally getting bail for his rape charge. He's being forced to stay in some, Upper East Side Manhattan area apartment or something, and he's going to have to fight this out. He's going to have to, either go to trial or, get a plea bargain, whatever the case might be. But inevitably, we've talked about this time and time again. Not only did Dominic Strauss-Kahn get alleged a rape charge by the NYPD against a West African maid that was in his hotel room, in some swank-ass $3,000 a night hotel room. She was a West African maid from Djibouti. Well, actually, she was from Guinea, but New Guinea, I think she was from. But inevitably, what happened here is, whether it was consensual sex or not, it was obviously a sexual liaison. I mean, the NYPD would not have jailed this guy and thrown him in Rikers Island. The judge would have not have thrown that no bail at him if there was no, how can I put it, evidence, all right? But let's break it down like this. We have come to find out, and we've said this before, that according to reports, this victim that has alleged rape against Dominic Strauss-Kahn lives in a community exclusively for those that are afflicted with HIV/AIDS. You know what I'm saying? So, like I was stating earlier, not only does Dominic Strauss-Kahn have to worry about a rape charge, but now he's got the AIDS. So, but anyway, he's going to get bail. And the only reason that I'm bringing this up is because I'd like to be a fly on the wall of that conversation between him and his wife. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of want to, have a, be a I just want to see it. You know what I mean? I just want to see how he's going to be like, darling, I did not know she had a big Djibouti, and I had to, stick my French wee-wee up in her Djibouti, and I couldn't help it. Honey? And I'm sorry if I got the AIDS, but I need the help right now, and nobody loves me. Nobody cares about me no more. Shut up! I just would like to be a fly on the wall of that conversation. You know what I mean? Seriously. Anyway, 111, what's up?
Hey, Ghost, I'll trade you my Pokemon for a Charizard.
Yeah, why don't you shove a Pokemon up your clogged up pooper, for Christ's sake. Yeah, I mean, you sound about 35 years old talking about Pokemon. You know what I mean? Individuals that are over the age of, 12, and they're still, talking about Pokemon, you should be repeatedly beaten in the balls with an Acme brick so that the world can be sure that there will be no reproduction of your simplistic, dumb, autistic, or half-a-tard ass. Let me take somebody at 908. You're on the horn.
Hey, Ghost, I've been reading about the end of the world. Apparently they say that the man who wrote the Divine Comedy, Dante, he's going to come back, rewrite the Inferno, and add an extra ring in hell just for you.
Oh, yeah? Well, I can't wait. I really can't wait. You know what I'm saying? When is he coming back?
He's coming back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Rewrite the Inferno.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting with a cigar in one hand and some cognac in the other, all right? Bring them on.
Well, you don't... All right, well, you won't need to worry about a lighter. There'll be plenty of fire in hell for you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there will be, and I'm so scared, for Christ's sake, huh? And let me ask you a question. Where are all these losers in life that have contributed nothing but raping the earth of natural resources and just contributing nothing but burden to this world? Where are these idiots going? They're all going to heaven?
I don't know where they're going, but I know one of them is
of course you don't know where they're going. Exactly. But you know I'm going to hell, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, you know I'm going to hell, right? Let me tell you something, all right? I would rather be in hell as opposed to be in the same place as the sour scowls and the unappreciative assholes that walk this side of the planet, for Christ's sake. Every time I see these disgusting wastes of human life waddle their fat asses up and down the street, no matter what city in America anymore, and no matter what part of town, you see these assholes waddling their fat asses up and down the street, contributing nothing to civilization, contributing nothing to society, other than turning perfectly good food into shit and making other people's lives miserable with emotional vampirism. All right? I mean, I'm sick of it. You can see the disgust on their face with the imprinted sour scowls on their puss. I'm not joking, folks. I mean, and let me tell you, if these idiots are going to go to heaven, all these idiots that are out here that,
oh, yeah, I believe in God even though I don't take care of my kids. I believe in God even though I shitted out a crack baby. Oh, I still believe in God even though I was a horrible mother. I still believe in God. I'm still going to heaven. I'm still going to heaven. Screw you, all right? Screw you. If I'm going to, let me tell you something. If these idiots, these welfare recipients, these entitlement receivers, the asshole who made that song Walmart, if all these stupid morons are going to heaven, then I don't want to go to heaven. How about that? I don't want to go to heaven if this is what it's going to be comprised of heaven, a bunch of loser imbeciles that could not even be appreciative that they're breathing on this earth, in this realm. What makes me want to go to the same place in the afterlife with a bunch of jerkasses that made no contribution in this reality? What makes me think that they're going to make a contribution in the next one? Huh? I mean, what makes me think that? I mean, you think I give a crap about your little threats about hell? I don't fear hell. You think I'm afraid of hell? Is that why you called and said that?
No, but have fun in Tartarus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
what that is.
You had no idea what the hell to say. You want to know why you have no idea what the hell to say? Because I just made you look lower than a leprechaun's nutsack, for Christ's sake, man. All right? Because you are probably the contingent I'm talking about when I say that, I don't want to be in the same, afterlife as these losers that are out here pissing and moaning about today's America. All right? Now, I'm not talking about the people in the world, like the people in Africa. All right? The people, that are actually starving, that are actually suffering, for Christ's sake. I'm talking about these idiots in America. I don't want to go to the same place as these morons. The same, bimbo who injected her goddamn kid with Botox. The same bimbo that's out here saying,
somebody owe me something. I got 10 kids, baby. I got 10 kids. Somebody owe me something, baby.
Nobody owes you a goddamn thing. If anything, somebody owes you a trip to the goddamn prison and your kids, be put in some kind of foster care or child protective service. Do you understand? I mean, the people in this goddamn society have trivialized life, all right? They've turned baby making into big business. All right? They're shitting out kids like it's no big deal and not taking care of them. They're out here, inflicting pain upon other people just for the sake of spite. You've got individuals hating on other individuals because,
it's not fair. It's not fair. They got that. I don't got that. I don't got that. They got that. That ain't fair, baby. I'm going to hate on them. I'm going to key their car, baby. I'm going to key their car, baby. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to make sure that they get in trouble, baby. It's a stupid shitbag society that we live in, and you want me to believe that there's a heaven that's going to, be comprised of all these assholes? Do you honestly believe that, 908?
No, I don't believe that there's going to be.
Well, then why are you saying that Dante is going to come back from the dead and put another circle of hell just for you? If you don't believe in that, then why are you sitting here threatening me with the idea of hell, for Christ's sake? Why are you threatening me?
Because of how racist and biased you are towards mentally disabled people, midgets, and just everybody else who's not of your race.
Here we go. Oh, then what's my race? What's my race?
You're considered Caucasian.
Look, I hate cracker-ass crackers. I hate honkies. Okay, now what?
And why do you hate yourself?
All right, well, you know what? You want to know why? Because they comprise the majority of these assholes I'm speaking of out here in America. All right? It's not just black people, Mexican people. I mean, have you looked at the white trailer parks, for Christ's sake? I mean, have you been to, white areas of, impoverished parts of town, for Christ's sake? I mean, these idiots are guzzling down Cheese Whiz, all right? They're fat in the ass. They got, frayed out goddamn jeans, and they got the shit-stained NASCAR shirts, with a stupid-ass do-rag because, half of them think that they're black now, and they're pathetic. I have nothing to do with white trailer trash. Let me tell you something. I don't care about culture, all right? Let me put this out on the table for all you idiots so that we can get this done and over with already. I could give a flying shit about race, culture, or any of this crap, all right? I don't care about it. I think it's ridiculous. I think anybody who's some kind of a supremacist towards one culture should be eliminated off the face of the planet. I think culturalism has done more to damage humanity, almost more, but as much, as much damage to humanity as religion has. So, in my personal opinion, I could care less about cultures, white people, black people, Mexican people, Oriental people, Indian people, English people, Irish sauerkraut people, Middle Eastern people. I don't give a crap where you're from. If you are nothing more than some useless human being that's making no contribution to society, then you're in the same category as everybody else that does the same goddamn thing. I don't give a crap what race you are, so don't sit here and call me a racist. Now what else are you going to throw at me, 908?
Who are you to decide who is not a waste of human life?
Oh, I'll tell you, it's real easy. Real freaking easy, all right? Real easy. All right? We have this beautiful thing called capitalism, all right? And you're either going to get a job and work, and it doesn't matter what job it is. It doesn't matter what kind of a job that you hold. It doesn't matter if you're cleaning shit stalls for a living. It doesn't matter if you're cleaning enema bags for a living. It doesn't matter if you're a CEO, a small business owner, a manager, whatever. If you are working, then by God, you are making a contribution to society, all right? You're making a contribution to society, whether you're a business owner, a goddamn corporate CEO, whatever, all right? Now, I'm just saying that those people, the individuals that are not only working but paying taxes, they should have more of an authority than the rest of the waste of human life that's doing nothing but being a burden to society. That, my friend, is the difference. All right? That's who should be distinguished above everybody else. All right? Those of us capitalists that actually make society go round, as opposed to these detriments to society that cause nothing but burden and despair. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
I understand what you're saying, but in a system where in a nation where everybody is free, why should one person have more power than somebody else just because one person may or may not have a job?
Well, because they are just useless at that point, all right? They're useless. If you can't go get a job, and believe me, there's jobs everywhere. You can find somebody to pay you to do something, all right? But if you're going to be one of these idiots that claims, I can't find nothing to do, baby, I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, then too bad, all right? Starve to death as far as I'm concerned, all right? What are you talking about power? You know, no capitalist has true power. All right, even Bill Gates, the richest man in the world, doesn't have the amount of power as these disgusting bureaucrats that are sitting here implementing a taxation, regulation, and an infringing upon our personal freedoms. And you're sitting over here talking about how capitalists have all this power, for Christ's sake? Are you kidding me? I mean, it's the governments that are screwing up society. If us capitalists had control of all the means of production, if us capitalists had control of all of everything that made society, I guarantee you that this goddamn world this country, everything would look a hell of a lot different and a hell of a lot better. Anyway, I don't want to talk to this idiot anymore. He's just getting by. 310, you're on the horn. Stupid moron. 901. We already called on your stupid Mexican ass. Brian, what's up?
Hey, Ghost. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, man. How are you? Hey, man.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. How about you?
Stupid minority. 704, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, guy?
How's it going?
Pretty good, man. I got a simple observation. I mean, I've been listening to pretty much the whole show. Seems like you're really into impersonating people's voices or what you expect them to sound.
No, it's this guy with Mr. Impersonation again, for Christ's sake. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, why don't you go to, a Rich Little or a impersonation school, for Christ's sake, if you're all up on that, for Christ. What the hell's going on? What is this crap? What is this crap? Anyway, let's continue on. We got Buller. What's up?
Yeah, free hand job. Does that come
you
with that?
stupid sack of crap. Here we go with the soundboards. I'm so unoriginal and can't concoct anything more than a sentence fragment, so I'm going to go ahead and, put the soundboard. Stupid morons. We got 111 on the horn. What's up?
Hey, Ghost, I traded my Pikachu for a...
I'll tell you what. I'll trade you your mom for a boot in your ass, all right? Stupid imbecile. Your mom smells like a rotten salmon anyway. 111, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
How's it going?
I'm good. I want to start by saying I thought your impersonation was pretty spot on.
Oh, cool.
Aside from that, I just really called to tell you you're a huge cunt.
Really? I mean, you sound like a fat bimbo from where I'm standing. No wonder you're on the internet going on 4chan looking to, get some kind of finger-banging session with some four-eyed, freckle-faced Pikachu following jerks. Hey, let's hear that fat whore voice of yours again, bitch. Come on, let's hear it again. Come on, hurry up. Let's hear it again. Oh, don't hang. She hung up. Oh, what happened? Come on, what would happen to that stupid Skankosaurus bad period smelling slut bag? Oh, come on. Oh. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? There's nothing worse that I hate in the world than these bitches that, go on 4chan and these anonymous sites, and you know that they can't get the type of tale that they want in reality. So instead, they'll, be the queen of, the nerds. You know what I mean? Hey, look at me. I got all these nerds that want to, lick on my nipple. Look at that. I got all these nerds that, want to chew on my bubble gum. Give me a break, man. You broads that are pandering to these nerds, you should be bitch slapped, seriously. All right? You know as well as I know that you would never give it up to any one of these nerds. But because you know that, and because that you want to go out and just kind of, hey, look at me, I'm going to show some tits, and hey, look at me, I'm so cool. You know as well as I that this is all you can do. You know what I'm saying? This is all you can do, you Skankosaurus slutbag. You know what I mean? You know it and I know it, all right? And look at these losers, man. They're like, oh, man, yeah, like that one girl, Boxy, she's hot. She's so hot. Give me a break, man. Are you kidding me? Y'all got low standards if y'all think that Skankosaurus is somehow the equivalent of quote-unquote hot. You know what I mean? Seriously. It's obvious that y'all don't get much poontang if y'all think that bimbo is somehow, the equivalent of somebody like a Vita Guerra or, who's another hot piece of ass out here? There's a whole bunch of hot pieces of ass out here that deserve a lot more jocking than some bimbo that obviously, probably got her heart broken by, some guy that was the captain of the football team. You know what I mean? Some guy that was the captain of the football team gave her the high hard one. She got heartbroken. Everybody in the school's like, oh, look, hey, we're going to call this bitch Boxy. That's right. She's boxing around. She's bending over. Boxy, boxy, boxy. Boxy, boxy, boxy. You know what I mean? Because she's giving her box to everybody. You know what I mean? So, as a result, she's homeschooled now. And now she's, utilizing, her little prominence on 4chan and Anonymous, I don't know, I guess to gain her prominence as some sort of a quote-unquote good-looking chick. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, man, I'm telling oh, my God. And, and if that was quote-unquote boxy, if she was such a badass, she would have stayed on the phone and said something back. But you know what? She ain't used to getting her ass handed to her. You know what I mean? She ain't used to, how can I put it, being put down lower than Mini-Me's nutsack. You understand what I'm saying? She's not used to that. So she was like, and hanging up. She's used to these good, dumb little four-eyed, freckle-faced, red-headed, beaten stepchildren jocking her stupid 2-foot-long clitoris that hangs down below her knees and saying, oh, yeah, stupid bitch, Boxy. A 187 backhands right there to Boxy's stupid, dumb, imbecilic little persona. Jesus Christ. Can smell her dumb salmon-smelling ass from here. Anyway, 409, what's up?
Hey, Ghost. I called in yesterday.
How's it going?
I'm actually, pretty good, dude. I actually just called in and wondering, what are you guys talking about?
Stupid idiot. Why don't you go jerk off and whack off to a naked picture of Ricky Martin's butt crack, all right? Let's go Donald Leaney. What's up? Hey, stupid idiot. How about 310? What's up? Can you put the Betamax away, for Christ's sake? You're supposed to be on a computer. Everything should be digitized, and we shouldn't have things coming up like this in distortion-type fashion. You know what I mean? Give me a break. Let's go. Let's continue going. We got Making My Money. What's up?
You know no one takes your show seriously, right?
Well, but, me and my pops and a couple of other families, we take your mom pretty seriously. You know what I mean?
No, that's not true at all. By the way.
No, it's true, and you know it. It's true, and you know it. I would have been your father, but we had, Todd Bridges, that beat me over the fence to it, baby. You know what I mean? And while he was doing her, he was like, "What you talking about, Willis? Yeah. What you talking about, Willis? Yeah." Get this idiot out. Get him off, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm sorry. We got off keister. I'm sorry, man. We got off keister there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. That was pretty hilarious. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I usually don't, go into laugh. I'm sorry, man. I usually don't lull this much during the show, man. But, man, I mean, the type of garbage is being brought up here, man. You know what I mean? I mean, first that disgusting, despicable, fugly, bimbo, Boxy, and then you got this ass. Oh, my God. All right, let's continue going. This is great. Hey, it's Baller Friday, everybody. It's Baller Friday. Oh, yeah. All right, let me move on. All right, we were talking about Dominique Strauss-Kahn and how he's got the AIDS. But now I want to talk about how Bashar al-Assad has continued to order his men, his soldiers, to continue to kill innocent people out there in Syria. Once again, he told his men to go ahead and fire upon the innocent people. And lo and behold, we have 30 people dead today in Syria alone. And I know that I keep harping on this Syria situation, but I want to continue to tell you that there are people dying, begging, all right, begging for the freedoms that you assholes take advantage of. But, unfortunately, you're more worried about American Idol. You're more worried about voting for, all these other ridiculous, pathetic entertainment programs than you are being politically, socially, and economically responsible. So anyway, I want to talk about Bashar al-Assad, man. This guy is the despotic leader in Syria. This guy is killing his own people to sustain his power. He's a disgusting disgrace. He should be targeted for termination. And what makes me sick is that, over 1,000 people have died since this crackdown in Syria that Bashar al-Assad has implemented. And let me tell you, not only did Bashar al-Assad order this killing of his people, but he's also ordering anybody who is not firing on the people. Any soldier that refuses to fire upon the people gets killed on spot. All right? Get killed on spot. And and we're just allowing this to happen. You've got this president of ours trying to talk about, we're humanitarians, and we're helping Egypt, and we're establishing military theaters in Libya, and we're doing this and we're doing that. Meanwhile, we're just watching people die in the streets as they're protesting for freedom and democracy and capitalism. We're watching them die in the street for nothing. And we're doing nothing about it, just like we did nothing about the Iranian Revolution of 2009. And long live those patriots, capitalists, Democrats, and martyrs that died in 2009 trying to rise up against the Ayatollah and Ahmadinejad. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I want to hear from you. 805, you're on the air. What's going on?
How's it going, Ghost?
How's it going?
I completely agree with you on the facts.
All right, well, go ahead.
I think that we need to stop getting in other people's business and handle our own shit here in America.
Well, unfortunately, we have an incompetent government, and the reason that we have an incompetent government is because we have an incompetent electorate. And the government is never going to rectify itself until we have voter reform, 805. Do you understand that the same people that are out here giving over almost 100 million votes for American Idol, what was it, a couple of evenings ago, all right? These are the same people that are responsible for these scumbags in Washington, that are responsible for these power-hungry autocrats that do nothing but betray the American people. And if the American people are going to fall asleep at the wheel, well, then this right here is what you get. The current state of America is what you get. And I have advocated, and I will continue to advocate, that the only party, the only group, the only sect of population that should participate in the political process are the capitalists. Do you understand that? The capitalists should be the exclusive party, the only party that participates in the political process. We fund these little people in government. We fund these little people. Without the capitalist taxation, this government wouldn't even be in existence. Without the capitalist taxation, these scumbags out here collecting entitlements wouldn't be able to get their government cheese and their food cards. Do you understand? And that's why I'm advocating that us capitalists have to take power. We have to take power, and we have to take it now. We have to take it now before it's too late, before these goddamn bureaucrats come over here and implement not only regulation and taxation, but they are now infringing upon our personal freedoms. That's right. The government is now infringing upon our personal freedoms, and that is why it's time for us to separate. It is time for us, the capitalists, to separate ourselves from these simplistic, imbecilic masses that care nothing about themselves, they care nothing about their children, they care nothing more than getting the latest electronic widget from China. They care nothing more than sitting on their fat-ass couch watching the television set for the latest episode of American Idol. They care about nothing else, for Christ's sake. And this is why we have these disgusting scumbags in Washington who are using and abusing their power, because the American people, as a mass, as a whole, is being complacent. They're not being politically responsible. They're not being socially responsible. They're not being economically responsible. And that's why it's time for the American masses to just fend for themselves. Do you understand? It's time for you to fend for yourselves. Because it's time for us capitalists to assert our authority. It's time for us to demand from these goddamn governments worldwide that we're not going to continue to take this authoritarianism infringed upon us. Because if we continue to have authoritarianism, totalitarianism infringed upon us capitalists, well, then we'll take our capital and go somewhere else. We'll take our capital and go to a country that is favorable to private enterprise, that's favorable to low taxation, that's favorable to low regulation. 646-652-4869 is the number to call, and that's all there is to it. I mean, we're going to continue to see this disgusting scumbag government until the capitalists of the world unite. 646-652-4869. Let's take some more callers here. 903, what's up? You're just sitting there playing with your goddamn Peter Popper. All right, we got a me, Pete, yes? What the hell is that?
Yes, hello?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, I got to say, I've been listening to this for a while, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying, and I think a lot of these dumb hippie college kids are just calling up because they don't really understand anything except the world that their parents have raised them in.
Of course. And let me tell you, what's really unfortunate is that if you try to articulate, even in the simplistic manner that they can comprehend, they're in such denial. I mean, they're in such denial that they don't even want to believe the things that I'm saying on this broadcast. They don't want to believe that they're never going to see Social Security, even though they're being forced to pay it. They're never going to. They don't want to believe that they're never going to see Medicare and Medicaid, even though they're being forced to pay it. You know, I mean, they don't believe that this stupid college degree is going to be worthless here in about 5 years because of the advancement of technology and the progress of civilization. I mean, if you don't know what you're going to do when you get to college, why go to college? I mean, it's time for you to go out, go to work, be a productive member, flip your chips, and go out and try to, play the game, pal,
Yeah, that's true. And, I mean, they just think that they have, their whole life lined up for them because that's what they were always told. And now they're going to have to learn. They're going to have to learn the hard way that you actually need to go out and you're going to have to start doing this kind of stuff for yourself. You need to get a job and you need to save money and you need to stop screwing yourself over as a society.
You're damn right, man. And let me tell you, I'm glad that you called up and said this because these youth, they think it's a big joke, They think that, hey, we're doing it for the lulz, this and that, and everything's this. Hey, look around you, man. I mean, look at the sour scowls on people's faces. Look at these children that are being neglected. And I guarantee you that the children and the young people that are listening to me right now, I guarantee you that you're being raised by your mother, all right? Exclusively by your mother. And let me tell you something. You should blame your mother or your father. You get the story straight, but either way, I mean, that is irresponsibility. Single parenting is irresponsibility. I know that there's a lot of kids that don't want to look badly upon their mammy because, oh, it's my mama, she did this and that. Hey, that was what she was supposed to do, all right? She shitted you out of her uterus pipe. The least she could do is take care of you and raise you and show you how to be a decent human being. Unfortunately, she dumped you off on some illegal alien child care provider or a goddamn violent video game or some goddamn, rapper, hip-hop entertainer or some crap. And as a result, you have the certain mental capacity that you have because of this, all right? You're damn right. You're goddamn right. And anybody who's going to sit over here and take offense like, oh, I can't believe he's talking that way about single mothers, you're goddamn right. I mean, there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse in a world than a single mother. You know what I mean? Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, and I don't mean to lump in all single mothers into this category, for Christ's sake. I don't mean to lump them all, because I know that there are hard-working capitalist single mothers who understood that, hey, I hopped on the wrong guy. I hopped on the wrong pogo stick. He looked good in a leather jacket. He sang to me. He knew how to dance. He looked good in a uniform. Whatever. All right? Whatever. But let me explain this right now. All you single mothers that are out here that are just trying to be emotional vampires to our society, I think I speak for all capitalists when I say that we've had just about enough. All right? We've had just about enough of this emotional vampirism that, well, I'm a single mother and there's a lot of single mothers out here, bimbo, all right? That's the new idea and the new social landscape of the land. All right? You're not going to, get any compassion out of me because you're a goddamn single mother. Maybe, just maybe, broad, you shouldn't have allowed some asshole who knew how to sweet talk the pants off of you, literally, penetrate your body, ejaculate in your uterus cavity, and lo and behold, 9 months later comes out a kid. All right? Maybe you should have thought about the process. Maybe you should have thought about prophylactics. Maybe you should have thought about something else. I have no idea, but I am sick and tired of seeing these dumbass single mothers out here wanting so much props.
I'm a single mother. Look at me. I'm raising my children. I did this. I did that.
That's what you're supposed to do, you piece of crap. You're supposed to take care of your children. You're supposed to be a good mother. You're supposed to be doing this crap. I'm sick and tired of these mothers trying to pat themselves on the back for shit they're supposed to do. So all you single mothers that are out here,
it's hard in life, and
I spit on you bitches, all right? Because this is what you wanted. Isn't this a woman liberation? Huh? Isn't this what y'all wanted?
Oh, yeah, I'm woman. Hear me roar.
I mean, isn't that what y'all wanted? Now y'all are, going out, you're shitting out children like it's going out of style, for Christ's sake. You've got the poster child for mothers, Octomom, being able to go into some kind of goddamn mad scientist laboratory, getting a goddamn turkey baster shoved up her freaking meat wallet, getting artificially inseminated with 8 children up in her uterus hole, and all of a sudden this is equated to woman liberation, even though this bimbo has no means of income, has debts out the wazoo, lives with mammy, the whole 9 yards. It makes me sick, man. It makes me sick. And I don't care if you, what the hell you idiots call me in the chat room, all right? It needs to be said, and it needs to be said now, all right? I'm sick and tired of this glorification of,
oh, single mother,
Well, you know what? Maybe you should have figured out whether the guy that was penetrating your body had a goddamn rubber on, huh? Maybe you should have taken that daily pill so that you wouldn't be able to be impregnated. So even though you're going to be some philanderous slutbag, you can go out and do that without the threat of going out and having a child. But no, that's not how it is in today's society, folks. And that's why I feel sorry for the kids out here. I know there's a lot of young people who are like, oh, screw you, Ghost. Well, you know what? You keep saying that. But I'm a baby boomer, right, assholes? And I cannot go to my grave knowing that my generation completely fleeced and robbed not only generations that are alive after us today, but generations that are at least 10 or 12 generations in the future. I mean, it's just a disgrace, man. It's an utter disgrace. All right? An utter disgrace. And let me tell you something right now. All right? Once again, I have no compassion for single mothers. And if you're a single mother, I'd love for you to give me a call up and give us your goddamn sob-ass story. You know what I mean? Your sob-ass story. And
oh, yeah, I'm a single mother, and it's hard, and it's just so...
shut your stupid stinking hole! The reason mothers like to do that, the reason single mothers like to have, this compassion, this idea of, emotional vampirism, is so they can see what they can juice off of you. You know what I mean? They're going to see what they can juice off of your ass, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? I'm not joking. This is what's up here. Jesus Christ! It's sick, man. It really is. It pisses me off, really. It pisses me off that nobody really gives 2 rats' asses. You know what I mean? Anyway, Jesus Christ, I'm going to take a break, for Christ's sake. I'm going to take a break because nobody out here really gives 2 rats' asses. Everybody's just playing with their Peter Popper. We were talking about how Bashar al-Assad of Syria has ordered his forces once again to fire on protesters, killing 30. killing thousands of people for no reason other than he wanting to sustain power. Stupid and pathetic. We talked a little bit about how the protests are happening all over Europe because of the austerity measures. You got these Europeans blaming everybody from the bankers to the politicians when it's them and their complacent asses that enabled all this supposed corruption that they're claiming to transpire. It was their complacency. And what's unfortunate is that the Europeans, they're so used to being, a nanny state socialist, jerk ass, that they cannot comprehend why they have to go back to work. They can't comprehend why this socialist idea has to end. Because you can't afford it, you stupid European bastards. You can't afford it. Stupid Europeans. Anyway, I'm going to take a break here. Once again, it's Baller Friday. And not to mention, folks, it is, tomorrow the end of the world? Huh? Is everybody scared, for Christ's sake? Is everybody like, oh, my God, the end of the world's tomorrow, for Christ's sake? Well, if it's tomorrow, I hope it's tomorrow. All right? I hope it's tomorrow, for Christ's sake, because let me tell you something. I mean, the stench, every time I take a whiff of society, the stench of it, for Christ's sake, the stench of it makes me want to throw up nasty chicken grease and corn oil and cream of wheat with 5-day-old cereal, stomach plasma, little bits of tuna, and bits of my goddamn ulcer that I've got ripping my goddamn guts out, for Christ's sake. It's sick. But let me tell you something, and if it is the end of the world, bring it on. You know what I mean? Bring it on. These people just are not going to get it. They're not going to get it unless some kind of celestial thing happens and destroys half the population. Some kind of goddamn, cataclysmic catastrophe. I'm not joking. I'm serious. All right? So lo and behold, I'm going to play a little song in hopes of bringing the end of the world. And not to mention, folks, that this song right here is how I feel about the end of the world. So, if you want to read along with the song, if you want to read along the lyrics, well, by God, go ahead and do so. The song's called Enema, and I think that's what this world needs. Let's go ahead and put it on. This is Tool, folks. Tool, Enema. Read the goddamn lyrics. It's from me to you. Me to you. Me to you. Me to you.
listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. A little tool. Anemia and anima, whatever the hell you want to call it, man. It's a great song. I hope that you idiots were reading along there in the little lyrics because, once again, that's from me to you. You know, I mean, it's a song by the end of the world, and it's a great song. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unbelievable, composition by Maynard. I mean, Maynard is just one of those peculiar characters and a peculiar artist. You know what I'm saying? Made some classic tunes, not just with Tool, but also with the Perfect Circle. He also has a side project called Pussifer, which is also rather decent. For Christ's sake, comes to Austin all the time, and he's a pretty cool guy to say the least. So once again, I like the song. It's beautiful. You know what I mean? I mean, Jesus Christ, I like when he breaks down and just kind of just. I'm praying for tidal waves. I want to see the ground give way. I want to watch it all go down. Mommy, splash it all away. I want to see it go right down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's great stuff. Great stuff. Anyway, 646-652-4869. We got a bunch of milky liquors up in here, and not to mention, this is the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, thank you very much for tuning in with me. I'd like for everybody to please, hook me up on a following on the what do you call that stupid little thing, Twitter. Follow me on goddamn Twitter is what I'm trying to say, folks. Ghost Politics is the name to follow. All right? I mean, follow me on Twitter, and don't be a milky liquor, seriously. I mean, don't be a goddamn milky liquor, and, follow me 1 minute, all right? Follow me 1 minute, and then the next minute you're just being some milky licking piece of crap, all right? Seriously, I have like one or two controversial tweets, and these idiots they don't want to follow me, for Christ's sake. It's stupid. All right? Anyway, Ghost Politics is the name to follow. There it is right there, all right? There's the name, all right? Here, kick Bobo's stupid ass out of here, for Christ's sake. Kick his stupid ass out, for Christ's sake. Get him out. Get his stupid, dumb, pathetic, Phoenix-living ass out of here. Get his stupid ass out of here, dumbass Jamal. Kick him out. Anyway, Ghost Politics is the name to follow. All right, there it is, right there. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I'm taking callers once again, man. We got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. You know what I mean? A whole bunch of crap. Whole bunch of crap. All right. Oh, now I was waiting for this. Now I'm an NWO shill, according to some idiots on in the chat room now, huh? I'm an NWO shill, huh? New world order. Oh my God, this is funny, man. You know what's funny? I'll tell you what's funny. Okay. What's funny is that you got a lot of idiots out here that claim all this New World Order nonsense, right? You know what I mean? You got Alex Jones, and you got all these Nimrods up in here trying to
oh yeah, we got the New World Order, we got this, we got that.
I mean, what's your solution, man? What's your solution? You don't have one. So anyway. Alex Jones mentioned me specifically. I wouldn't doubt it. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I am your host, the man they call Ghost. Before we take some callers here, please retweet the broadcast. You know what I'm saying? Retweet the broadcast. Spread it around like wildfire. You know what I'm saying? Spread it around like wildfire, and let everybody know that we're in effect in the house, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? No BS. Anyway, let's take some more callers here. Who do we got? We got Jesus Christ, the same schmucks. The same freaking schmucks calling in, for Christ's sake. Yeah, I'm not answering the same schmucks. Anyway, I want to talk about China selling 50 fighter jets to Pakistan. Can you believe this crap? 50 fighter jets to Pakistan. This is, of course, after Pakistan, was hiding bin Laden out in what's the equivalent of West Point in Pakistan. What I don't understand is why exactly are we allowing this to take place with no type of recourse or, with any kind of opposition to this? I mean, China, you idiots, Pakistan was housing bin Laden, and here you are giving them, 50 fighter jets in trade. I mean, it's stupid. It's just unbelievably stupid and pathetic, for Christ's sake, that we're allowing this crap to happen. You know what I mean? But once again, for all these Alex Jones wannabe ass clowns and all these people that are claiming the NWO shill, hey, if there is an actual New World Order, then we would be actually seeing some order. We're not seeing any order out here. The whole goddamn world is in chaos. The whole goddamn world is in anarchy, and you idiots have the audacity to sit over here and talk about, it's a New World Order, it's a New World Order. Yeah, what a bunch of garbage, man. What a bunch of crap. Jesus Christ. Anyway, every time we criticize the communist government of China, folks, believe it or not, under the new acts that have been implemented by our liberal regime, we got to give, China special airtime to rebuttal anything that I said against the Chinese government. And once again, we have a representative of the Communist government of China on the phone. We're going to go ahead and go ahead and put him on right now. Engineer, is he on? Well, get him on, for Christ's sake. I want to move on with the goddamn program, for Christ's sake. Anyway, without any further ado, I think we got him on. We got Mr. Fortune Cookie. Are you there, sir?
You see, you motherfucker out there in America think that China just gonna sit on his ass, not do anything. Well, I tell you this, motherfucker. We're doing business. We're selling jet fighters over there to Pakistan. Because we can do that, motherfucker. What's America gonna do? We own America, motherfucker. We own America. There's nothing you can do about it. We own all your debt, motherfucker. So all you asshole out there talking garbage about the communist government in China, you just wait till we find out who you are. We go over there and stick a chopstick up your asshole, motherfucker. So what? We sell a 50 jet over there to Pakistan, okay? We sell 50 jets. Who cares, motherfucker? The United States, they go out there and sell all kinds of weapons everywhere, all over the world, motherfucker, all over the world. I don't understand why you motherfucker getting all that hype because we sit here and make a deal with the Pakistan for 50 fighter jet over there. We're not going to be scared away from this. We're going to continue selling arms. We're going to continue selling fighter jets, motherfucker. And there's nothing you dumb American Yankee motherfuckers can do about it. And all you American motherfucker out there talking garbage about why we do this? You ask why we do what we do? We do it for Chairman Mao! We do it for Chairman Mao! We do it for Chairman Mao! That's right. So once again, you stupid motherfucker, you sit here talk garbage about the communist government in China. We're going to stick a Ginsu knife up your asshole, motherfucker. I have nothing else to say. I am Mr. Fortune Cookie. Thank you very much.
All right, get him off. Get him off. But you heard it right from the communist government's mouth, folks. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They're going to continue selling armaments. They're going to continue to sell the fighter jets to Pakistan, Iran, and, Venezuela and all the other enemies of America, because why? They own our debt, There's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing they can do about it, for Christ's sake. And it's sad. It's just, oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I want to hear from you. You heard, from the communist government. I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. We're talking about China selling 50 fighter jets to Pakistan, considering Pakistan recently had bin Laden within its borders in the equivalent of what is West Point out there in Pakistan, definitely an ISI, a retirement community mixed with a training facility. So unbelievable. Let's take some calls here. 646-652-4869. We got 303 on the horn. What's up?
Yeah, hello.
What's going on?
Hey, I just want to say that last piece you did, I think that as a communist myself, I feel that was very incorrect, and I believe that
incorrect in what? And stop sounding so like you're trying to think of something to say. You're supposed to be a communist. You're supposed to be a professional linguist and a propagandist. You sound like some airheaded jerk off, talking to somebody at the gay bar to give you a damn meat in the can. All right, now say what offends you and articulate it in a goddamn sternful manner like you got a pair of balls. All right, 303, go ahead.
All right. Well, it offends me because you are presenting this in a totally infactual matter, and I think that throughout the entire show, I've been listening.
Jesus Christ! All right, I've had about enough. Get this homosexual off. Get him off. For Christ's sake, man. I mean, can we please? I mean, look, you're on the air, all right? And you know that I'd give you airtime if you were actually making some kind of a valid point. But all you're doing, like every young person that tries to call up in an attempt to get some kind of lulls, you idiots don't even have the mental synapse to spark a full, complete sentence without sounding like you're trying to grasp for words through osmosis. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you're stupid and ignorant. I mean, they sound so uncertain, don't they? I mean, don't they sound so uncertain? They're like, I just wanted to, shut up. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's take some more calls. 248, what up?
Hey, I've got an idea how to deal with the PO. Let's offer the homeless and people who are 16 through 21 the option to be sterilized for $10,000. And you need a license.
That's a good idea. Well, I actually looked into that. I actually tried with a private, through private investors into a certain nonprofit that was trying to get some status down here in Texas. Believe it or not, some private investors and I were actually considering, funding a specific nonprofit that actually went out and paid women that were out here, shitting out these children, 4 or 5 at a time with no job, no education, no means of income, no housing, nothing of that nature. We actually considered to see if we can actually convince a lot of these bimbos that are out here having these children if they wouldn't mind getting paid about $1,500 to get their goddamn they get their goddamn selves neutered. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking like neutering women, for about $1,500. These broads will probably go for it so they can get their goddamn Dolce & Gabbana bags and get their Louis Vuitton crap and Dolce & Gabbana glasses and all this other crap. So you know it and I know it. So hell yeah, are you kidding me? I'm all for that. I'm all for some kind of initiation in especially these imbeciles that are trivializing life itself. I have no problem. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have no problem with doing that. Once again, it'd have to be a voluntary situation. I'm not saying that any governing authority or any kind of consortium has the right to choose, who should get sterilized or who didn't, even though that was policy back at the turn of the 20th century, believe it or not. That was policy in America, believe it or not. What do you think, Planned Parenthood, how do you think that was created? Why don't you look up Margaret Sanger? Margaret Sanger was the creator of Planned Parenthood, and the whole basis of Planned Parenthood was to sterilize the derelicts and the PO and everybody else through government mandatory requirements. Straight up, I'm not joking, man. Look it up for yourself. But 248, you got a good point there. We actually went into looking at this, and of course, there was a lot of litigious red tape around, offering impoverished loser bimbos money so that they can, get their tubes tied and get neutered. There's a lot of red tape, legal red tape. There's going to be a lot of media coverage on something like that. So inevitably we didn't do it. But anybody who's out there, if you're a capitalist, if you're listening in, one of the greatest nonprofit ideas is to just get a whole bunch of private investors. And believe me, you're going to have a lot of people private investing in this, all right? And you go out into these areas, where you know that these people have no chance in hell because they're brought up at least 2 or 3, 4 generations into welfare, all right? You go out there and say, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to pay you $1,500. All you got to do is get neutered. And it's as simple as that. You can just go out and hop from penis to penis to penis, and you can go out and do whatever the hell it is you want. Go ahead, by all means. You know what I mean? I see no problem with that. You know what I mean? Let me go ahead and take something else. We got we already called 303. We got 906. What's up? Oh, you're just sitting there playing with your goddamn pecker shaft. Who else we got? We got Mayor Adam West. What's up?
Are you dying inside every time you do this broadcast?
Am I dying inside? Are you kidding me? I'm living lavish, baby. What do you mean? I'm living like a capitalist. All right? Every time I do this broadcast, afterwards, I take the elevator downstairs, I walk about half a block, I'm at 6th Street, and I'm hopping bars all the way home until I get to my goddamn high-rise condominium that's in the middle of the city that overlooks everything, that looks beautiful. I'm telling you, it's just, if I was to show you the scene that I have outside my window, you would know where I'm living. So, it's that exclusive. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm living great. You know what I mean? It's the people that are making the situation in this realm unbearable. It's the people in this realm that are pissing and moaning about everything.
Oh, man, it ain't fair, baby. It ain't fair, baby, that I ain't got nothing, baby, because of my kids. You know what I'm saying? It ain't fair, baby. It ain't fair that I ain't got a chance, baby, because I got to raise my kids
and all this other crap. All right? So, no, absolutely not. I'm not dying inside. Are you kidding me? I'm feeling great. Are you kidding me? I feel energized after I do this broadcast, with the exceptions of the times that these idiots in the chat room get on my nerves. But, I'm living great. Are you kidding me? I'm sipping on a $400 bottle of scotch right now, baby. What are you doing?
Well, all I'm saying is that you might have a lot of money, but you don't seem like a very happy person. On the contrary, you seem pretty depressed and angry.
Oh, are you kidding me? Well, you know what's getting me depressed? People like you, all right? That's who's getting me depressed. Every time I go out shopping at the supermarket to try to, get some T-bone steaks and sirloin steaks and prime ribs, big fat stacks of them so I can throw it in my big-ass freezer, have some in the refrigerator ready to go. Every time I, put stacks of steaks in my goddamn basket, I've got these people looking at me with a goddamn scowl. You know what I mean? They're looking at my basket and they're like, oh, Jesus Christ. You even have bitches say, it must be nice. It must be nice. Are you kidding me? It must be nice. I'm paying for it, you stupid skankosaurus. I'm paying for it. Jesus Christ, I'm sitting here paying for this crap. They're sitting over here, it must be nice. Give me a goddamn break. I'm sick of it, man. I'm so sick of these people that just, they make everything unbearable. When you're sitting here living lavish, people observe you living lavish, and they'll try to do anything to make your life miserable because their lives are pathetically anal. And that's the basis of living in today's America. It's no longer about embracing prosperity. It's about, oh, man, it ain't fair, baby. It ain't fair. He got something I ain't got, baby. Dad, I ain't gonna let him do it. I'm gonna rob his ass. Or I'm going to key his car, baby. Or I'm going to go out there and rip it off from his ass. This is the day and age we live in, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? So I'm not upset. I'm just, What gets me depressed is these goddamn people, these losers out here in America. You know what I mean? These soulless dumbasses who are living already half dead, for Christ's sake.
Well, all I want to say is that, based on listening to your broadcast, your life seems pretty empty because your only goal in life is to make more money. But don't make money.
Hey, that's all it's about, baby. You kidding me? It's all about money, all right? Money talks, all right? I could buy your mother. You know that? If I wanted to, and, if I just had the urge to do it, I could buy your mother and have her do whatever I want to do based on money. You know that? I mean, do you understand that?
You also know that some of the richest people in the world are or were very depressed. Princess Diana had all the money in the world. She was also...
Princess Diana was just some broad that married into royalty. You can't say Princess Diana, all right? Come on. She was married to that big-eared fruit bowl that ended up banging some, horse-faced leather bag. All right? Don't. Name another one.
That actor that portrayed the Joker in the Dark Knight, I forgot his name.
Well, he was pissed because, let's be honest, all right? The reason Heath Ledger, gave himself a dirt nap was because he was one of those folks that was traditional. You know what I mean? He just wanted to be in Hollywood to make his money. He wanted to have his family. He wanted to have his child, and that's all there is to it. But, unfortunately, his better half, so to speak, didn't feel the same way. You know what I mean? So, for whatever reason, she thought that, I'm going to go out, baby. I'm going to go out. This Heath Ledger clout will probably get me far out here in this New York City. And she went out and did whatever she did, and it broke Heath Ledger's heart. All right? Broke his heart. And, that's when money and all that kind of crap didn't mean anything. I agree with you. You know what I mean? When you have somebody that you think is going to be down with you, when you have a significant other that is supposed to be your partner in crime, just kind of walk out on you because, I just don't know. And I understand. I'm not justifying what Heath Ledger did, but hey, it had nothing to do with money. It had something to do with an impulsive action. The guy was, heartbroken over the fact that he wasn't going to have his family. You know what I mean? He wasn't going to have his family, for Christ's sake. So name another one, all right? Name somebody who was truly depressed and sad and sorrow and lived a bad life that had a lot of money. One more time.
The actor that was on SNL, Chris Farley.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I mean, Chris Farley. Do we really want to go there with Chris Farley? I love Chris Farley, but you want to know why he was a suicidal mess? Because his whole life he was the butt end of a joke. How would you like to be the butt end of a joke just so that you can ingrace yourself in social circles? You know what I mean? How would you like to be the fat guy that everybody just kind of, pushed around like some stupid belittled idiot and everybody laughed at like some jerk your whole goddamn life and think that that's going to be great and, that's not going to affect you mentally, for Christ's sake? I mean, that's why this idiot had no sense about himself. He didn't care. You know what I mean? He was just out there, getting bloated, this and that. I mean, give me a break, all right? Give me a goddamn break. And by the time that he could, by the time he made money, believe it or not, his last film, what was that, Beverly Hills Ninja? Beverly Hills Ninja was his only payday where he got millions of dollars. He wasn't a rich dude up until that point. All right, he wasn't a multi-millionaire until he got the $2.5 million that he got for Beverly Hills Ninja. That was his highest grossing flick. All right, and unfortunately, he died not too long after that because, well, let's be honest, you can't do speedballs and and party with Andy Dick for like 5 days and be about 450 pounds of jelly shit and expect yourself to live very much longer. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's about enough. All right. I mean, look, if you idiots don't think that money makes the world go round, well, you keep living poor, all right? Keep living poor and stop bitching, all right? Seriously, I mean, if you think that, look at this and that, if you think that money is a bad thing, well, then shut up, all right? Stop hating on me in the supermarket when I'm getting goddamn, stacks of steaks. How about that? I mean, why don't you idiots stop hating on me when I'm out there at the goddamn jewelry shop buying myself a goddamn Rolex watch? Huh? Why don't you idiots stop doing that? I mean, since y'all idiots don't care about money that much, why don't you stop being some haterism-ass bastards? How about that? Jesus Christ. Anyway, what else we got to say? I mean, we're getting so off topic, it's sick. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we talked about China selling 50 jet fighters to Pakistan. Let me just get through this real quick. Verizon Wireless is the latest wireless company to eliminate unlimited data plans, folks. So if you think that Verizon is a safe bet to get unlimited data plans, no longer. All right, no longer. All right, we talked about it. What was it? A couple of weeks ago. AT&T also limiting its unlimited plans. I mean, it's just unfreaking believable, for Christ's sake. They are limiting our internet usage, and I see it incrementally happening every single day. They're trying to throw regulations. They're trying to limit our internet usage. They're trying to, filter out what the hell we can do, what we can listen to, what we can watch, what we can say, it's stupid. The internet should be free. It should always be free, and that's what it should be based on, for Christ's sake. Anyway. Anyway, if you're a Verizon customer, that should concern you, that they're going to eliminate unlimited data plans. Now, what I want to talk about now, all right? What I want to talk about now is the police. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me with the police and law enforcement? The reason I want to talk about the police, folks, is because our rights, and screw the masses, let their rights be trampled on. I'm talking about capitalist rights. Capitalist rights are being infringed upon just every single day. And they are utilizing the police, and the police law enforcement is just eating it up like it's no big deal. Now, out here in Texas, we actually had a woman who was jailed, believe it or not, in New Braunfels, Texas. All right? New Braunfels, Texas, that got arrested for not using her turn signal. Can you believe this? She got arrested for not using her turn signal. That was the only infraction. And then when questioned, by media outlets and that sort of thing, they said, hey, you can get arrested for anything. That's what the damn police officer, the police law enforcement, the police department of New Braunfels told the media, that you can get arrested for anything. Even if you don't use a turn signal, you can get arrested for these types of misdemeanor infractions that should be tickets. Moreover, we had a situation involving a Marine who was out there in Iraq serving 2 tours of duty. This is out of Arizona, okay? Serves 2 tours of duty only to have the SWAT team bust down his house, shoot him completely dead, and basically the SWAT team and the police department just kind of trying to cover the whole damn thing up. You know what I'm saying? Trying to cover the whole damn thing up. As a matter of fact, here's the article for this crap. All right? Right here. 2 tours of duty in Iraq. An individual who served his country to protect our quote-unquote freedom comes back home only to be shot in his bed as SWAT team goes in and supposedly serves a warrant. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to know until these dumbasses out there in Arizona release all that they have pertaining to this goddamn case. You know what I'm saying? But they're not doing it. All right? And that's why I'm saying, folks, I mean, the law enforcement is really, overstepping their bounds at this point in time. And now that we have the Supreme Court that rule that now the law enforcement can just bust down your door and search your home without a search warrant just on a hunch. Folks, you're not even safe in your own goddamn home because of these goddamn cops. So what I'm saying to everybody out there that's listening in, if you want to advocate cuts in anything, you should advocate cuts in law enforcement. There should be no reason why law enforcement should be having these types of humongous budgets so that they can get these militarized type materials so that they can do nothing but inflict terror upon law-abiding citizens. Do you understand? I mean, this is just unbelievably pathetic that we're living in a day and age where the American media is not even covering this crap, all right? Not even covering this crap. And these people are being infringed upon based upon the rights that we supposedly had out here. And let me tell you something about police. And if you happen to be law enforcement, well, tough titty, all right? Let me tell you something about you law enforcement officials. You're not out there to serve and protect. You're out there to tax collect. All right? Because if you were out there serving and protecting the people, we would see crime going down, you know? Instead, in every city where they're increasing law enforcement presence, we see a heightened rise in crime and criminality and arrests. Do you understand? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And let me tell you something. If something happens to me, the last people I'm calling is the police. All right? The last people I'm calling is the police. I'm calling Blackwater. I'm calling private mercenaries. I'm calling people that really will have a financial incentive to make sure that whatever happened to me gets vindicated and justice is brought to the people that perpetrated it upon me. Because, what's really sad is that the cops really don't care about serving and protecting. They just care about compiling as much charges against someone so that it can inflate their bureaucratic paperwork so that they can work their way up the hierarchy. They could give a shit about serving and protecting. You know what I'm saying? They could give a crap about serving and protecting. Why do you think that they're always the last one on the scene whenever somebody's on the floor dead bleeding? Why do you think they're always the last one to be there when your house has already been, robbed and, and things have already been taken, for Christ's sake? You know what I'm saying? How come they're not there whenever there's crime in the middle of broad daylight? I'll tell you why. They're too busy going out and stopping people for no reason. Look at that. That person's got a Mercedes. I'm going to go ahead and stop this son of a bitch. I'm only making $40,000 a year as some pig. Oh, I'm going to stop him. And they do whatever it takes to try to get you into the system. And let me tell you, if the police realize that you're already in the system and you're just some kind of revolving door criminal, they usually let you go. Yeah. They usually let you go out here in America if you're just some revolving door criminal, for Christ's sake, because they know that, your bust isn't going to be as prominent within the paperwork as opposed to those that are first-time offenders. Yeah, I think you people need to look into this stuff. I mean, the people at most risk for all this stupid totalitarianism that's happening, the people at most risk are those that are law-abiding citizens and that don't have any kind of criminal record. I don't know if you noticed this, but the reason I don't go out driving anymore is because, the cops can legitimately throw anything at you in the book. They can just stop you. They can search you. They can just kind of take a good chunk of time out of your life because they feel like it. And to be honest with you, the reason they do it to me is because I drive around a nice car, and these scumbag cops are just making subpar, below median income type standard, and they're pissed off. And they realize that when I don't have a criminal record, because I don't, I've never been convicted of anything, never been in jail, never been in court for anything, nothing. I've had a few tickets because these stupid pigs out here, that's all they're good for. Never ever been charged with anything, never been a trial for it, nothing. Law-abiding citizen, all right? Law-abiding citizen. But when they realize that I am not in the system, when they realize that I am a law-abiding citizen, that's when these cops start, getting more and more aggressive. That's when they start asking more and more questions. They're trying anything they can to try to put you in the system, folks. This is what these cops are doing. They're not serving and protecting, man. So that's why I'm saying for all the cops that are out there the capitalists are going to, utilize their own methods of law enforcement. Because, to call you guys is like calling somebody who's going to be up your ass with a microscope once they enter your house, Seriously, I mean, literally, once you let a cop into your house and they know all these stupid little codes and laws and you're breaking them by any means in your house, they're going to write you for it, I mean, even if you're going to report a crime yourself and you let the cop in, and, you've got some illegal toilet that flushes more than the municipality mandatory, if you're, I don't know, if you got any of these things, anything wrong, these cops will sit here and put you in the system for it, and it's sick. So let me tell you something right now. I'm not down with this totalitarianism, and these cops are just disgusting and disgraceful, all right? All of you cops. Sitting here killing people dead in their own homes, throwing people in jail for not using a turn signal, you stupid piece of shit. Throwing people in jail for not using a turn signal. It's disgusting, man. It's disgraceful how these law enforcement want all this respect, and here they are, instead of actually fighting crime, they're out here throwing an innocent woman who didn't use a turn signal, in jail, for Christ's sake. Pathetic, man. This is just utterly pathetic. I mean, they're a sanctioned gang. That's what the cops are. They are a sanctioned gang. And let me tell you, if you don't believe me, you take a look at that movie Serpico, all right? You take a look at that movie Serpico, and that'll show you what a good cop will get himself. It'll get himself killed. All right? 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Let's take some calls. 310, what's up?
Hey, Ghost, when's the last time you paid your taxes?
I just paid them this past March for my corporation, and I paid them in April for my personal income tax, you idiot. I double pay. You want to know why? Because I have a corporation. I got to pay corporate taxes, and this past April I had to pay my personal income taxes, something your idiot ass will never know nothing about because you probably, if you do work at all, which I doubt you do, but if you do work, you probably make so little that, you get all that shit back at the end of the year anyway. So what's your point? What's your point? Oh, of course. Well, what's your point?
My point is, did you pay your taxes? I don't believe you.
Here's this idiot. Give me a break. Well, did you pay your taxes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't believe you. So what the hell? Where are we at now, you stupid dumb idiot? Wait a minute. Hold on. Keep talking again. Keep talking.
What?
Keep talking. Say something. Don't say sentence frame. Say a complete sentence.
When's the last time you paid your taxes?
Oh, you know what that time it is, folks. Huh? Guess the minority. That's right. I hear a little twang in that voice here. I hear a little twang. I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know. We're going to see what's up with this issue, all right? All right, go ahead. 310, can you talk again? I mean, are you white? What's your nationality?
Before I tell you that, can I ask you something?
No, I don't. You've already asked me enough, and it's been ridiculous and redundant. So don't you just tell us what your nationality is.
Where do you work?
I work for myself, motherfucker. I mean, that's something that your idiot ass ain't never going to be able to understand. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, do you understand that I've got brick mortar businesses, all right, which are a couple of assets within themselves. I'm a long-term investor. I am a day trader. I also have real estate, all right? I mean, do you understand? I am so diversified, it's unbelievable. You know what I mean? I mean, some of the assets that I have just go up in price by default, all right? So, I mean, I work for myself, baby. Well, that's why I'm telling you, I pay corporate tax, you understand, as a day trader. Speaking of which, if you're a day trader, the best way to day trade is to day trade under a corporation, all right? Under a corporation, and believe it or not, you can file under an S-Corp and, believe it or not, get taxed at a rate of about 20% as opposed to the traditional 35-40%. All right. Moreover, that you can actually write off the margin, the margin interest and the margin requirements off on your taxes. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm telling you. Anyway, that's about enough. That's a little bit of information for all you idiots for Baller Friday. Who else we got here? We got 805. Well, we already called 785. What's up?
Hey, man, I like your show. You know, don't even worry about these people down here talking that shit. I mean, just make your money. And in regards to the police, man, I totally feel you on that. I mean, you can, like, drive around in my town. I got pulled over for doing 35 and a 30. You know, it's just ridiculous.
That's bull. That's crap. That's just crap. Man, did they ticket you or did they do anything to you?
Actually, the cops, I live in a small town, so, I mean, like, there's about 5 cops, and they all know who I am. They know my family. I feel like, you know, I'm being harassed. My brother actually got a MIC, you know. He's 20 years old. He's about to be 21. Went to a party, was driving home, and they just pulled his ass over because they said he was swerving. But, yeah, I've seen him drive drunk, you know. And,
unbelievable,
you know,
man.
they just harassed him. You know, and my brother actually
believe me, I know they harass. That's what they do. That's all they're good for. They hide behind that damn badge. You know what I'm saying? You know, but once you take that badge off of them, and you know, you take that stupid billy club and that gun away from them, they ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
And exactly, I know. They're in a small town. Everybody knows where they live. They know who these people are, and they'll try to be your friends outside of work. But when work comes on, they got that badge on. You know, it's a whole other story. They're trying to be all, you know. They use the badge to their power, right? You know, they're unstoppable. Nothing could stop them.
Exactly right. That's why I'm saying, you know, municipalities and voters need to check these goddamn. They need to check these goddamn cops, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? And how do you check them? Start cutting their funding. You start cutting their funding, believe me, they're going to be, oh, it's not fair. It's not fair that us cops are not getting paid enough so we can abuse our power. It's not fair. Jesus Christ, where's RoboCop when you need him, right? Anyway, 248, you're on the horn.
You know, I've got another way of getting rid of some poor people. The poor are putting a hole in the ozone layer with every breath they take, and they're wasting our air. Therefore, we should tax carbon emissions that people exhale, particularly for...
Well, no. They tried to do that at COP15, man. They tried to do that at the re-signing of the Kyoto Treaty in Copenhagen. Y'all remember that crap? And then... finally, what happened, we had those emails from those scientists talking about how, and laughing, mind you. They were laughing in these emails that, oh, look at these people. They actually believe in the global warming, and look at that. We will continue to tell them about global warming so these governments can continue to give us scientific grants. Yes, that's what we're going to do. And that's what happened. You know what I mean? So, no, that's wrong. Anyway, we got 14 minutes left. I don't want to talk too much about law enforcement. All I got to say... is fuck the police. All right. Anyway, we got. I want to talk a little bit about the death of a certain iconic, I guess, 1980s wrestler legend that recently happened here. I'm talking about Randy Macho Man Savage. Apparently, he was driving and had some kind of an episode, some kind of a medical episode, according to reports. Autopsy is still out. They're still trying to figure out how the Macho Man died, but he veered off the road while he was driving, went into a tree, and lo and behold, the Macho Man isn't with us. And let me tell you, you know, it's a serious day, you know, because, the end of the world's tomorrow. And I guess that you know it's the end of the world when the Macho Man is, no longer here with us. You know what I'm saying? But believe it or not, folks, we actually have, a connection with the afterlife. Yeah, we actually have a connection with the afterlife. And before Randy Macho Man Savage actually goes on into the netherworld, we actually have him here on the horn, and, he's got some things to say before he moves on into the netherworld. So, Randy Macho Man Savage, are you there, sir? Are you there?
Oh, yeah, brother. I'm Randy Macho Man Savage, yeah. And I'm here in the afterworld, yeah.
And I've got Elizabeth on my shoulder. I got her on my shoulder here now. Screw you, Lex Luger, yeah. Screw you, Lex Luger. I want to thank everybody who supported the Macho Man, Randy Savage. It was a good ride. I'm here with everybody. I got Brian Perlman sitting right here next to me, yeah. Brian Perlman. We got Ravishing Rick Rude, yeah. Yeah, we got Spicoli. He's here with me too, yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm off, dudes. I'm off all the way to that fresh area in the sky. I'm the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Oh, yeah. Snap it to a Slim Jim. That's great to hear Randy Macho Man Savage, just kind of let us know that he's still out there. He's got Elizabeth on his shoulder, and he's kicking it with Brian Perlman and Pillman, or whatever the hell his name is. It's heart-wrenching, and rest in peace, Randy Savage. Rest in peace. Anyway, let me go ahead and move on to another subject matter before I I'm sorry, man. Oh my God, I'm sorry, man. I can't help it, man. All right, that's enough. All right. All right. Let me move on to this Cesar Chavez situation. Now, once again, we talked about this earlier in the show, all right? We talked about how Cesar Chavez is, I don't know, we have some organizations, some cultural-based organizations like LULAC that are out here trying to shove this crap down our throats that we have to rename street signs, Navy ships, holidays, all kinds of crap for this Cesar Chavez. And what I don't understand is why. You understand? Why are we doing this? We're wasting tax money here. In one of these cities out here in Texas, we actually, had some city council of these people actually try and actually succeeded in passing the street sign initiative. What makes me sick is that this street sign initiative is doing nothing but adding more tax costs to the taxpayer that's already it's already stranded with all kinds of high taxation and high debts thanks to these autocrats in these municipalities that don't know their asses from their elbows. So anyway, once again, screw Cesar Chavez already. I mean, can't the Mexicans get over this guy already? I mean, he was a freaking grape picker, He was a freaking grape picker migrant that, is part of history, and he should stay there. You know what I'm saying? But why don't they let him stay there? Because you got these pompous-ass groups like LULAC trying to use the name of Cesar Chavez to basically enhance their own persona, enhance their own images, to put their own mugs on TV. And that's it. I mean, that's all that it comes down to. Let's be honest. Cesar Chavez was nothing more than some leftist union laborer that was able to get a bunch of people that pick grapes to say, hey, we're going to strike on this day, and we're going to take it to the gringo. And that's it, all right? Nothing more, nothing less, all right? Makes me sick to my stomach. I even blogged about this, folks. All right, I even blogged about this. No, he was not the leader of La Raza. You see, this is the misconception we're getting here. I'm getting in the chat room that he's the leader of La Raza. He was not the leader of La Raza, all right? He was just some union guy that organized a bunch of grape pickers to say, arriba, we're going to strike tomorrow, arriba. And that's about it. That's about it. And what makes me sick is that there are so many Mexican Americans that I know personally, all right? That I know personally that are multimillionaires that are completely overlooked by these same assholes in LULAC and all these other cultural-based organizations, all right? I mean, I know personally, for Christ's sake. I mean, Jorge Cortez, Ernesto Ancira, Tony Sanchez. I mean, I can go on and on. These are multimillionaires that are out here making large sums of capital out here in Texas. I know them personally, and they're completely overlooked by these assholes that want to, pompously continue this quest to put Cesar Chavez's name all over the goddamn place. That's enough, all right? That's enough. Get over it already, all right? He was a great picker, and that's all there is to it, all right? Let's leave migrant work in the past. And besides, Mexican Americans aren't migrant working anymore. I mean, they're not migrant working anymore. All they're doing now is juicing entitlements. They're shitting out children for the sake of getting more capital from child support systems. And they're juicing nonprofit organizations, hence LULAC. You know what I mean? I mean, the people that are doing the migrant work are illegal immigrants. And I think that illegal immigrants deserve amnesty because they're the ones that are actually working. They're the ones that are actually doing the hard labor. Mexican Americans, what are they doing? They're having children. You know what I mean? They're out here leaning like a cholo. They're doing all this dumbass nonsense. Meanwhile, we've got immigrants coming into the country working their asses off. And not only are they working, they're spending money. I mean, you look at any of these sporting events, they have, and these are English sporting events, basketball, baseball, they actually have Spanish-speaking advertisements. And they would not have Spanish-speaking advertisements if the contingent of illegal immigrants weren't spending their money, because they are. So you know it and I know it. So, you know what, leave Cesar Chavez, whatever his stupid name is, leave that leftist, pompous ass, leave him in the past where he belongs, all right? Okay, great. He deserves a small footnote in history. Big deal, all right? You look up the names that I just said as it relates to Mexican-American businessmen. These are the people that deserve the pedestal that they give this pompous-ass leftist Cesar Chavez. Ernesto Ancira has a car dealership out here in Texas that makes $700 million a year, all right? $700 million a year, and yet, look at the great picker of Cesar Chavez. Arriba! Give me a break. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about the end of the world, of course. Everybody's out here talking nonsense, saying, end of the world is coming. You people are morons if you believe that the end of the world is tomorrow. You people are idiots, all right? That's all there is to it. And if it, let me tell you something. If it is the end of the world tomorrow, well, by God, bring it. Bring it on, baby. Come on. Bring it on. Anyway, I'm going to be smoking a cigar on top of my goddamn condominium little patio area, looking over the city with a cigar of Opus X and some cognac in my hand. And if it does happen, I want to see these idiots, punching their head to get their hair from being on fire. I want to see people just kind of completely, no, not my life. I was supposed to be the American Idol. I was supposed to be the Dancing with the Stars. I was supposed to be a big star. Shut up, all right? You're lucky you're breathing. Anyway, I've had about enough, all right? Once again, follow me on Twitter, folks, all right? The Twitter name to follow, of course, Ghost Politics. All one word, no underscores, all right? There it is right there. Let me give some shout-outs before we get the hell out of here, all right? We've got, hold on, I'm not calling that guy. Kick his ass out. Kick that other idiot out, too, while we're at it. Okay, we got One the Pariah, all right? A Bad Case of Trolls. We got AIDS for Breakfast. Jesus Christ. We got Alcoholic in the place. What's going on? We've got Anal Corn Nuggets. Jeez, you sick sons of bitches, man. Get that other idiot after that. Get him out. Get that other idiot. Get him out. Get him out. I'm not going to sit here and take that crap. Anal hamster rides? Are you kidding me? Anita rim job? Are you kidding me? Bloody diarrhea? I mean, bloody tampon? I mean, are you hearing these names? Baba Gadoosh, what's going on? We know Baba Gadoosh. We got Brado Fagans. We got butt wrench, cancer equals ghost, cancer jack, cat a fish, cool capitalism guy, derpa dur, derpa sure, waka waka. We got dog poop connoisseur. Jesus Christ. We got Donald Bever. We got Dr. Harry Shipman. Get that other idiot after Dr. Harry Shipman. Get him out. We got El Racist, we got Emto, we got Easton, get that other idiot out after Easton. Get that idiot after, get him out! Get out! You stupid piece of crap, get out! We got future DMD in the house. What's up? We got get out of here butt stalkers. We got, get that other idiot out here too. Get him out, get out! We got Ghost is a Russian. No, I'm not a Russian, you milky liquor. Gog Magog. We got all the guests up in here, man. Look at all the guests up in this joint. What's going on, guests? Man, follow me on Twitter, you milky liquors. Why don't you give me a holler, for Christ's sake, man? You know what I mean? Throw me a peace sign or something. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? Anyway, what's up after the game? We got Hermadur. We got I'm also on welfare. I'm on welfare. I love welfare. Are you kidding me with all these stupid names? I'm not going to say that other name. Kick it out. Kick his ass out. Kick it out! Anyway, we got I'm on welfare. We got I'm writer user. We got I'm shooting pearls here. We got in before shitstorm, Jacob Ross. We got James Allen. We got Gems93 in the house. We got Jim Cunningham, John Brand, Kayla Parks, Combat Man, Kyle Moreno. Let's get that other idiot out of here. Kick that stupid sack of crap out of here. Kick him out! Kick him out! We got Lol, you mad, my kids in the place. We got Meat Sheep. We got Michael Bell in the place. We got Michael Thomas. We got dumbass Mother Russia in the house, Niagara Roll, Nigerian, Oku. We got some other idiot that needs to be kicked out of the chat room. Kick his ass out now. Kick him out. Kick him out. We got Poop Tickler. Are you kidding me? Poop Tickler again, for Christ's sake. We got prostate infection. We got retarded. We got Rockstar, Sacramento Joker, Salvadori, Simon J, Sippy Cup. We got Sweet Crude. We got the guy, 1337. What's going on? We got the truth is out there. We got Tickle My Pickle. Jesus Christ. Tom Fulp. We got Tazeki. We got Sukama, whatever the hell that is, and we've got YouTube Ghost Baby. And that is it, folks. That is all we got. Thank you very much for tuning in with me. It's Baller Friday. It's the end. And once again, I'm sure we'll be here Monday, all right? I'm sure we'll be here Monday, so all you people that are sitting over here, it's the end, it's the end. Well, you know, you can continue thinking that because, lo and behold, it's not, and we're going to be here Monday. And like we always are, Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and make sure to spread it around like wildfire. Anyway, I'm out of here. Enjoy the rapture. I'm going to be partying, and I don't give a crap what happens. I'm out of here. Long live capitalism.
You've been listening to True Capitalist Radio. The thoughts, views, ideas, comments, and opinions of the host of this show are absolutely his. Catch more live episodes Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30 Central. Or check out archive shows at blogtalkradio.com. True Capitalist Radio.
That's it.
A Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of modern gadgetry. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote and the windows are powered by the strength of your left arm? Your monthly payment is zero, and it'll stay that way. Because with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. She may not be pretty, but she's all yours. That's Napa know-how.